Chapter 2580. Imperial College. Everyone had fled after Lin Fei's attack. The banishment array was far more terrifying than they had imagined. No one dared to stay and be the unlucky ones. Only a few people are left now. Lin Fei smiled when he returned to Emperor Peak. Even the big clans would not dare to barge into the Capital Institute, especially since they had a working relationship with the Avengers. No one would be so foolish as to cause trouble. In Lin Fei's eyes, he had to deal with the royal family. Someone's here. When Amos and Xiao Qingshan got close to Emperor Peak, Lin Fei received a system notification to open the array. "Welcome to my humble abode, presidents." Lin Fei greeted them with a smile. Amos was also smiling. "You're quite something. You knew as soon as we arrived. You must have set up an array around here." Lin Fei chuckled and said, "It's just a senseless piece of work that can't be displayed in public." Xiao Qingshan was shocked. Both of them were experts. They had come without a sound, but Lin Fei had found out immediately. It was not easy. He was getting more and more curious about Lin Fei. If word got out, those array grandmasters would be crying for their mommy and daddy. Amos cracked a joke, which was rare. "Presidents, it's rare for you to visit. Let's have a seat inside. I have some good stuff here. Let's have a taste." Lin Fei was not nervous at all in front of the new and old presidents. In a pavilion on the Emperor Peak, the faint aroma of tea permeated the air. One sniff would make one feel refreshed and light-headed. "Great tea. It's an immortal tea." Amos squinted and looked intoxicated. When he opened his eyes, he was full of praises. "I wonder where you got this. I'm also an expert in the way of tea. I've never heard of this tea before. It's a rare thing." Lin Fei chuckled. "If you like it, you can bring some back later. Anyway, it's not suitable for me. It's too wasteful." "That's very kind of you, kid." Amos did not reject it and accepted it with a smile. Xiao Qingshan was also surprised. The old dean rarely accepted gifts, which meant that he admired Lin Fei a lot. Lin Fei poured a cup of tea for the two of them. "May I know why the two of you are here to look for me?" Xiao Qingshan finally found a chance to speak. He said in a low voice, "Lin Fei, don't you think you've made a big mistake today? They're all from Tianji Hall. Aren't you afraid that something will happen to them? If anything happens, not even Imperial College will be able to protect you." Lin Fei was indeed very surprised to see the two new and old deans. The old dean was very influential in the Capital Institute. Countless powerful cultivators had studied under him. As time went by, everyone forgot his name and just called him Old Dean. That was not something that ordinary people could do. Lin Fei said innocently, "Dean Xiao, it's not that I want to mess with them, but I really don't have any tricks up my sleeves. I can't just let them swarm me and beat me up." Xiao Qingshan had finally witnessed Lin Fei's glib tongue. "You're talking nonsense. No one can break your defense with your early-stage 8th rank body. Principal Xiao, haven't you heard of the saying, 'There is strength in numbers'? What if I can't hold on? What if they have some kind of treasure in their hands? In order to prevent any danger from arising, I believe that they will enjoy this trip very much. Furthermore, it will be a free trip." Xiao Qingshan realized that he could not win against Lin Fei in an argument. Lin Fei's glib tongue was indeed impressive. With just a few words, he was able to put himself in a good position. Ji Shunlin and the others from Tianji Hall had lost for no reason. "Qingshan, what do you think? This kid is quite interesting, just like how he was when he became the newcomer king." The old dean smiled. To him, Lin Fei was someone who did not lose his edge, but at the same time he knew how to keep a low profile. The Heavenly Secrets Hall had underestimated Lin Fei and suffered a great loss in the end. "Old dean, you have a good eye. I admit that I'm not as good as you." Xiao Qingshan admitted his inadequacies. Lin Fei had to deal with the old dean now. As for Xiao Qingshan, he did not care much about him. In the entire Capital Institute, the old dean was the one who had the right to speak. Although he had not been in charge for a long time, he could see everything clearly. Now that the old dean was here, Lin Fei did not dare to let his guard down. "Shaolin, do you mind if I call you that?" The old dean smiled. "I don't mind. In terms of seniority, I'm still your junior. I'm more than happy that you call me Shaolin." Lin Fei could tell that the old dean was sincere. He did not treat him like a child. This was an old dean who deserved respect. "I just want to know why you're here." The old dean looked at Lin Fei with a smile. Lin Fei had expected the old dean to ask this question. The meaning behind it was obvious. "Old dean, I'm actually here to learn and broaden my horizons. I don't know if you're satisfied with my answer. As you can see, I'm not the kind of person who would cause trouble. Everything happened because of fate, and I didn't want to do that." Lin Fei said with a serious expression, "You're quite slippery, but I like your character." The old dean laughed. "I wonder if our institute can cooperate with the Revenge Chamber of Commerce." Lin Fei smiled inwardly. "That's what you really want to say." Lin Fei did not think that the two new and old deans were here just to ask him a few questions. They were here for the Revenge Chamber of Commerce. Qiao Qingshan's expression also became much more solemn. The dazzling appearance of the Revenge Chamber of Commerce had brought about a technological storm. The most obvious example was that the Demon God Empire, which had been suppressed for a long time, had a great increase in its combat power with the help of technological weapons. There were constant battles at the borders of the Star Sector. As the cradle of talents, the Capital Institute was also aware of the impact of the technological storm. This was just the beginning. As time passed, the technological storm would affect everyone. After knowing that Lin Fei was from the Avengers, the two new and old deans had their own ideas. Lin Fei poured himself a cup of fragrant tea and said unhurriedly, "Since you're here with sincerity, I'll be frank. I'm indeed a special envoy of the Avengers, a liaison. The deal you mentioned is not impossible. I just don't know what benefits I can get from it, and what benefits the Avengers behind me can get." Lin Fei admitted it readily in front of the two deans. He did not mince words. He was straightforward and confident. Chapter 2581. Lin Fei admitted it without hesitation. Once word got out, someone would definitely notice some clues. Even if he wanted to hide it, he might not be able to do so for long. Everyone would find out sooner or later. There was no need for Lin Fei to be secretive in front of the new and old directors. This was Emperor Peak, Lin Fei's territory. Even if the two directors had any ideas, they would not be able to do so here. The concealment formations were enough to make them lose a layer of skin. Lin Fei was very confident about this. "Shaolin, you're really a straightforward person. You're very straightforward. This old man likes your personality." The old director was a little surprised by Lin Fei's admission. "Since you've said it, we'll be straightforward too. If we work together, no one will be able to do anything to you in the Capital College. This is my guarantee. If you're willing, you can even set up a branch of the Revenge Chamber of Commerce in the Capital College." Qiao Qingshan was stunned. This was different from what he had said previously. Everyone understood the meaning of this sentence. The Capital College was backing up Lin Fei. What if the Emperor comes? Lin Fei's lips curled up as he asked the dean. "My words are as good as gold. As long as you're in the college, no one will be able to do anything." The old director's voice was sonorous and powerful like an alarm clock. Lin Fei stretched out his hand. "Let's work well together." The old director was stunned. Understanding what he meant, he stretched out his hand as well. "Let's work well together." "Old director, if we do this, will it?" Qiao Qingshan was still concerned about certain aspects. For example, the royal family. After all, the Capital College was founded by the Emperor in his previous life. "Oh well," Amos had a calm expression on his face. "You don't understand. Even if the great Emperor finds out, he'll still allow us to do it. The storm of technology. No one can stop it. If we don't hurry up and prepare now, we'll fall behind in the future. Xiao Qingshan was deep in thought. We're on an expedition to the Empire. Those big clans won't dare to act recklessly. We don't need to do anything. Moreover, that brat is very cunning. He won't let himself get hurt so easily. We don't need to worry about him. Xiao Qingshan could tell that this Lin Fei was very cunning. The people from Tianji Hall came aggressively, but in the end, they were still defeated by Lin Fei. This old headmaster is very resourceful. If he can set up a revenge chamber of commerce in the Capital Institute, the influence of the institute will be great. After sending off the 2 deans, Lin Fei drank 3 cups of fragrant tea in a row. The old dean's words meant that Lin Fei did not have to worry about anything in the Capital Institute. The next time someone from Tianji Hall came to make trouble, he would not have to worry about it. Lin Fei didn't care who he sold his technological weapons to. The Capital Institute definitely wanted to have a better foothold in the ancient wilderness world. Naturally, they needed technological weapons. Of course, it was inevitable that some of them would lean towards the royal family. Lin Fei did not care. It was all the same. Now that he had benefited and could develop, why not? Originally, Lin Fei wanted to set up a branch of the Revenge Chamber of Commerce in another place. Now, it seemed that there was no place more suitable than the Capital Institute. The old dean had said that he could open up an area to set up the Revenge Chamber of Commerce. Just because of the name of the Capital Institute, there was an invisible form of protection. Now all that's left is the royal family. On the side of the royal family, the eldest prince, Fan Qingyuan, was the first to receive the news. Those idiots from Tianji Hall. They knew that Lin Fei knew a raise, but they still went to their deaths. In the end, it was all for nothing. Fan Qingyuan had participated in the grand auction of the Revenge Chamber of Commerce. With the contributions he had made at the auction, he was in charge of a new technological army. He was more eager than anyone else to get on the good side of the Avengers. Now the opportunity had come, and it lay with Lin Fei. Over the past few days, Fan Qingyuan had been looking through Lin Fei's information. The more he read, the more he felt that something was amiss. Lin Fei's background was very mysterious, and it seemed that he really had connections with the Avengers. I'm going to make a trip to the Capital Institute and have a good chat with Junior Lin Fei. A glint flashed across Fan Qingyuan's eyes. It's a pity that I haven't been able to find Lin Fei's weakness yet. In Fan Qingyuan's opinion, to deal with a person, it was either money, a woman's beauty, or power. There were no more than these 3 methods. He could not see any of these on Lin Fei. It seemed that he had been keeping a low profile. The array on Emperor Peak was dense, and almost no one knew what he was doing. In a mansion in the suburbs, Qinlan charged in with a menacing aura, sending the few people who tried to stop him flying. They went all the way to the back garden and stood in front of a pavilion. "Stop right there." As soon as Qinlan charged in, 7 or 8 men in black stood in front of her with weapons in hand, blocking her way. "Scram if you don't want to die." Qinlan was in a bad mood, and her face was frosty. Not long ago, she had finally found the mastermind. It was one of the 3 Saintess candidates, the Snake Demoness. Qinlan found the Snake Demoness hiding place in a rage and attacked her in public, demanding an explanation from the Snake Demoness. "My good sister, what wind blew you here? Look at your anger." A faint voice came from the pavilion. "You can all leave now. Otherwise, Sister Qinlan might really kill you." Swoosh! Everyone retreated. There was a large bed in the middle of the pavilion. The Snake Demoness with green eyes was lying on her side, revealing her slender curves. She exuded an exotic charm. "I'm not your good sister. Let me ask you, were you the one who spread the news that Lin Fei is a member of the Avengers?" Qinlan believed in her judgment. Although she was now one of the 3 Saintess candidates, the competition was still very fierce. It was normal for the Snake Demoness to drag her down. Ah, such important news. Why didn't I know about it? The snake demoness was surprised and looked ignorant. However, I have to thank Sister Qinlan for telling me such important news. It turns out that Lin Fei is a member of the Avengers. I remember that he is from the Capital Institute. Qinlan said angrily. Snake demoness, stop pretending. No one else could do this except you. Otherwise, how can you explain that you would come here for no reason? Aren't you afraid that the experts of the Expeditionary Empire will find out and capture you to be someone's exclusive slave? The snake demoness giggled. I really don't know what you're talking about. I came here for a mission. As for what the mission is, it's a secret. You should know. So it's not convenient for me to say more. Qinlan didn't believe the snake demoness. The snake demoness was famous for being cunning and fickle. They were very good at disguising. Snake Witch, you know very well that you can hide what you've done from everyone. But you can't hide it from me. I'm sure it's you, so you're the mastermind behind the scenes. Qinlan said coldly, I'll remember this debt. The snake demoness said weakly, I really didn't do this. Chapter 2582. As soon as the two saint-in-waiting exchanged blows, the luxurious mansion in the suburbs immediately suffered a huge impact. Qinlan wanted to vent her anger on the snake demoness. If it wasn't for the fact that this was human territory, she wouldn't have held back at all. She would have gone all out and ruthlessly dealt with the snake demoness. Even so, the battle between the two saintesses was still quite shocking. In the end, the battle ended in a draw. Everyone had their own considerations and had held back. I won't let this go just like that. I'll settle this score sooner or later. Qinlan turned around and left without looking at the snake witch, who looked a little disheveled. Sister Qinlan, I won't see you out. The snake witch's clothes were a little disheveled, but she smiled beautifully until Qinlan disappeared. Her expression turned cold. Qinlan, so what if you know? The news has already spread. You must be very anxious without this thigh, ha ha ha. For the snake witch, there was nothing more satisfying than this. I have to find a time to meet this Lin Fei. If I can snatch him from Qinlan, it might be even better. Qinlan's expression will definitely be very pleasant then. The serpent witch giggled. Back at Imperial College, Qinlan immediately heard about Tianji Hall's attack on Lin Fei. A bunch of idiots. Ever since she had made the deal with Lin Fei, Qinlan had been studying Lin Fei. She discovered that Lin Fei's body was shrouded in a mysterious aura. The people from Tianji Hall would definitely not have a good ending if they went looking for trouble with Lin Fei. After some hesitation, Qinlan still went in the direction of the Emperor Peak. This matter had started because of her. She had to go and explain it. She hated the snake witch to death. A good situation had been ruined, just like that. Have you thought it through? Qinlan did not wait outside for long. She entered the Emperor Peak and saw a very leisurely Lin Fei. I'm here to apologize. Qinlan did not think that this matter could be hidden from Lin Fei. Up until now, everyone's understanding of the Avengers was limited to a very small range. It could be seen how well they kept their secrets. It was just a small matter, and he only needed to say a word to settle it. Since the other party was so relaxed, it was clear that he did not take this matter to heart. Apologize? That's not the style of senior sister. Lin Fei was a little curious. Qinlan seemed to have changed today. She was different from usual. Are you mistaken? Keep pretending, keep pretending. Qinlan felt that Lin Fei must have known that the people of the Demon God Empire were making a move, and was intentionally waiting for her to express her opinion. However, she couldn't bring herself to be angry. This matter was on their side, regardless of who it was. We, the Demon God Empire, were the ones who leaked the news that Junior Brother is a member of the Avengers. I sincerely apologize for this. Please forgive us. Qinlan bit her lip lightly. To be honest, at the beginning, Lin Fei was quite angry. This was all caused by that bastard. Later, Lin Fei figured out This matter could not be hidden. Everyone would find out sooner or later. In this critical period, with the protection of the Avengers, it was enough to threaten those with ulterior motives. At the same time, it could attract some firepower. After Lin Fei figured it out, he did not care anymore. Your demon god empire is quite daring. Are you saying that I should report this to my superiors, or? Lin Fei subconsciously showed a hint of anger. Although Lin Fei had figured it out, he was still very concerned. Qinlan was afraid that if Lin Fei reported it, it would mean that the demon god empire had entered the sights of the Avengers. If they were destroyed like Tenji City, that was not what she wanted. No, Qinlan blurted out. At this time, Qinlan was in the wrong. However, she realized one thing. It was not that she could not report this matter. She would never expect that the person controlling the people of the Avengers was Lin Fei. Lin Fei laughed in his heart. I finally get to see you suffer a setback. It's not easy. In Lin Fei's eyes, Qinlan had always been a strong woman. Especially recently, her aura was getting stronger and stronger. Even a fool could tell that Qinlan's influence among the Saintess candidates was growing. I was having a good time working with Senior Sister. However, the Demon God Empire is too unscrupulous. After working together, you exposed me. Tell me, am I not hurt? I've decided to report this matter and blacklist the Demon God Empire. I'll never work with you again. Lin Fei said with a straight face. At this moment, Qinlan was really panicking. Although she did not know Lin Fei's exact position in the Avengers, the fact that he was able to host several major transactions showed that his position was not low. He might even have the support of the upper echelons. If this matter were to spread, the upper echelons of the Avengers would be furious. The Demon God Empire might really be blacklisted. Without the supply of technological weapons, the morale of the army, which had been working so hard to build up, would return to its original state. They would be suppressed by the human race again. As time went by, the human army might tear apart the defense line of the empire and attack the hinterland. At that time, the huge empire would collapse and there would be no more Demon God Empire. Qinlan immediately suppressed this terrifying thought. Her back was drenched in cold sweat. Junior brother, please don't report it. I'm willing to atone for the empire. I'll agree to whatever you want me to do. Qinlan decided to go all out. She had to make Lin Fei give up this idea no matter what. Seeing Qinlan wavering, Lin Fei's lips curled up slightly. Senior sister, are you sure you want to do anything for me? You're not fooling me, are you? I'm a woman of my word. I've always been a woman of my word. Qinlan secretly heaved a sigh of relief when she saw the change in Lin Fei's expression. I'm not afraid that you won't be moved. I'm afraid that you won't be moved. Qinlan had a lot of confidence in her looks. Within the Capital Institute, there was a long line of geniuses circling around her. She only needed to say the word and it would be over. Lin Fei had not expected Qinlan to be so resolute. It made sense. The Demon God Empire had finally changed the unchanging war situation with their technological weapons. If they lost the opportunity to cooperate with the Avengers, the Demon God Empire would be pushed back. Senior Sister Qinlan is indeed from the Demon God Empire. She's willing to put down her pride and build a long-term relationship with me. Lin Fei was deep in thought. That depends on whether you can do it or not. Lin Fei suddenly smiled. I heard that you're good at dancing. Why don't you dance and let me broaden my horizons? Men are all the same. Qinlan secretly despised him. She put on a tactful expression. Junior brother, do you really want me to dance for you? Of course. Chapter 2583. From that day onwards, Qinlan moved into the Emperor's peak temporarily. According to Lin Fei, she would let this matter go when she was in a good mood. Lin Fei's words nearly infuriated Qinlan. In the end, she endured it and stayed on Monarch Peak to think of a way to calm Lin Fei down. Qinlan's resentment towards the snake which deepened every day she stayed on the Emperor's Peak. She wouldn't have stayed on the Emperor's Peak if she hadn't spread the news. Dancing, pouring tea, and serving water. These became a part of her daily life. Qianlan had never served anyone in her life. Lin Fei, on the other hand, had broken that rule. In the beginning, she was still a little resistant, but as a few days passed, the shame in her heart slowly disappeared. She could observe Lin Fei up close every day. The snake witch was here. He did not know what method the snake demoness had used to openly enter the Capital Institute and arrive at the foot of Emperor Peak unhurriedly. The snake demoness had changed into a tight-fitting black dress that wrapped around her perfect figure. Her curves were everywhere, and her curves were everywhere. She was extremely alluring. Many people were staring at her when she came in from the outside. When they saw the black-clothed, tight-fitting beauty outside the Monarch Peak, they immediately gave up on the idea and vanished in a flash. A few days had passed, but the people from Tianji Hall hadn't returned. It was a reminder. I don't think I know her. Lin Fei saw the snake witch standing outside through the system, but he couldn't remember her. Someone's here. Go and handle it. Since that day, some good-looking beauties had arrived outside the Emperor's Peak. Lin Fei didn't have to think to know that it was a honey trap. Unfortunately, he wasn't interested in it for the time being. Now that there was a beauty outside, Lin Fei asked Qianlan to handle it. All right. Qianlan was used to Lin Fei's orders. She was good except that she wouldn't do anything. Lin Fei reclined on a chair, his entire body exuding a lazy aura. Honey trap again. Don't they feel bored? Lin Fei was speechless. Couldn't they change their way of doing things? Snake, which stood outside the Emperor's Peak. She was very confident in her own beauty. She had even prepared a special method for it. As long as she could see Lin Fei once, she would have plenty of ways to do so. He's here. With a whoosh, a path opened up in the huge formation. Although the snake, which really wanted to go in, she still suppressed it. She had received information about the Emperor Peak's array formation. The array formations here were one after another, and they were all interconnected. The snake, which was not confident that she could come out alive if she barged in at this time. You can go now. Qianlan walked out and said coldly. Ever since Qianlan was at the Monarch Peak, Lin Fei had been used as a shield. Qianlan was speechless. What was going on in his head? It's you. The snake, which found the voice familiar. She looked up and her expression changed. The smile on her face froze. Hee, I was wondering who it was. It's you. Qianlan recognized the snake, which at first glance. She was also a Saintess candidate. She was very familiar with the aura on her. Snake Witch, you're really not bad. You actually managed to sneak in. You're quite bold. Why? Why are you on the Emperor's Peak? It shouldn't be. The snake, which couldn't figure it out. Ever since Qianlan left that day, the snake, which didn't arrange for anyone to keep an eye on him. Qianlan definitely wouldn't tell anyone about it. However, the current situation wasn't right. Back then, the snake, which released the news to make Lin Fei suspect that it was Qianlan who leaked it. Then, she could take advantage of the situation and replace Qianlan. Qianlan looked at the uncertain expression on the snake witch's face. She smiled happily and puffed out her chest. Why can't I be here? I'm sorry to tell you that you can't go up the Emperor's Peak. You can go back now. Why can't you let me go up? The snake, which was exasperated. Whether she could see Lin Fei was related to the next plan. The snake, which definitely had to go up the Emperor's Peak. Qianlan was very happy. The more unwilling the snake, which was, the more comfortable she felt. Because I'm Lin Fei's woman. Do you think you can still go up the Emperor's Peak? Qianlan threw out a sentence that the snake, which couldn't believe. Woman? The snake, which took a step back. How can you become Lin Fei's woman? At this moment, the snake, which didn't notice that Qianlan's ears were blushing. It happened to be covered by a few strands of hair. Otherwise, the effect of Qinlan's words would be greatly reduced. There's no reason. It's just because I'm prettier than you. How about it? Is that enough? Qinlan said to the snake, which in a condescending manner. The snake, which was very proud of her beauty. She didn't think she would lose to anyone. Qinlan, you're using your position to take revenge. We're all here for the same goal. Do you have to be so heartless? The snake witch's face was cold as she stared at Qinlan. Qinlan shook her head. I'm not using my position to take revenge. Furthermore, do you think it's useful for you to go up? Perhaps he's waiting for you to come. You have to think carefully. The snake witch's heart skipped a beat. Could it be that Qinlan, that bitch, told everything to Lin Fei? The snake witch was cunning by nature. She was also very vigilant. She immediately became gloomy. Lin Fei's realm wasn't high. No one dared to say that they could suppress him. Who knew what was hidden on the Emperor's peak? The first prince has arrived. Before the snake witch could say anything, a golden chariot came from afar. More than 10 huge wild beasts galloped over, leaving behind a ferocious aura. In an instant, the horrifying evil aura arrived at the foot of the Emperor's peak. Oh, it's Sister Qinlan. Why are you here? Today, Fan Qingyuan had changed into casual clothes. He looked casual and comfortable, but compared to a while ago, his spirit, energy, and spirit had changed a lot. Most importantly, he was confident. Your Highness, Qinlan is already Lin Fei's woman. If you want to go up the Emperor's peak, you have to get her permission. The snake witch wouldn't miss such a good opportunity. The snake witch, who was about to give up on going up, immediately understood that the first prince's goal was similar to hers. He wanted to rope in Lin Fei. The snake, which had the thought of going up again. It would be a waste if she didn't make use of such a good opportunity. Fan Qingyuan casually glanced at the snake witch. He was rather stunned. You are. Chapter 2584. Qinlan fiercely glared at the snake witch. Originally, she didn't plan to let the snake witch in, but now that the first prince is here, Qinlan can't stop him. She doesn't want to expose too much of her relationship with the snake witch, so as not to attract too much speculation. Fan Qingyuan's eyes flickered. He knows that Qinlan is a beauty. She is also very powerful, and her background is also mysterious. The only thing he didn't expect was that Qinlan actually became Lin Fei's woman. Could it be that senior sister got there first? Lin Fei is currently a person that Fan Qingyuan wants to rope in. Before this, he didn't want Lin Fei to be roped in by anyone as it will affect his future plans. Sister Qinlan, I wonder if Junior Lin Fei is here. I want to pay him a visit. Fan Qingyuan also changed the way he addressed Qinlan. Let him come up. Just when Qinlan doesn't know how to answer, Lin Fei's voice came into her ears. Of course you can. Qinlan smiled. Thank you. Please come in. Qinlan quickly got into character. Fan Qingyuan came down from the war chariot and didn't enter the chariot, giving enough face to Lin Fei. Snake witch, you better not act recklessly. Otherwise, I can't guarantee that you won't come down. After Fan Qingyuan went up, Qinlan secretly transmitted her voice to the snake witch. My sister Qinlan, don't worry. I won't act recklessly. The snake witch giggled. I am not someone who doesn't know the rules. The first prince is finally here. The reason why Lin Fei didn't leave is actually because he was waiting for the first prince to arrive. Among them, the one that interests Lin Fei the most is the first prince. As for the other princes, he isn't interested. After all, he has cooperated with the first prince before. The first prince is still as elegant as ever. The moment you come, my Emperor Peak is honored by your presence. Lin Fei greeted with a smile. This is one of the big customers. Junior Lin Fei, you really know how to joke. Fan Qingyuan was startled. Then he laughed. Junior brother, on the other hand, You didn't say anything, but the moment you came out, you gave people a fright. This is very easy to scare people. This was Fan Qingyuan's test. A lot of evidence pointed to Lin Fei being a member of the Avengers, and his status was not low either. Fan Qingyuan naturally wanted to test him. The snake witch who was standing beside Qinlan had a gleam in her eyes. No one knew what she was thinking. Qinlan kept his guard up against the snake witch, afraid that she would cause trouble. Xiaolan, brew a pot of tea. Don't let the first prince just sit there. Qinlan turned around to make tea. The snake demoness kept looking at Qinlan. This little slut, how could she have hooked up with Lin Fei? But so what if you've hooked up with him? This saintess still has her ways. The reason why Qinlan was able to rise to the top was because of Lin Fei. The snake demoness had investigated very clearly. After Qinlan turned around and left, the snake demoness walked over gently. Junior Lin Fei, I'm Qinlan's friend. I heard that you're this year's newcomer king. I really admire you. She sat down beside Lin Fei without leaving a trace and said gently. Lin Fei glanced at her. She was a very charming beauty with a curvy figure and was rather hot. She looked completely different from Qinlan. It's nice to meet you, snake demoness. Lin Fei nodded slightly. Fan Qingyuan didn't look at the snake demoness. Even though Lin Fei didn't answer him just now, he still obtained some information. This trip was the right one. As the first prince of the royal family, Fan Qingyuan was very good with words. He had a scholarly aura and exuded a cordial aura, making people involuntarily want to get close to him. The two of them chatted about all sorts of things. The snake demoness was very good with words. She would interject from time to time, making the two of them laugh nonstop. It was the same even after Qinlan returned. When men and women worked together, work wouldn't be tiring. It was the same even if they were just chatting. Halfway through their conversation, Qinlan and the snake demoness stood up and left. It could be said that the snake demoness was dragged away, but the snake demoness couldn't resist. Soon, the two of them were left behind. This tea is not bad. I'm in luck today. Fan Qingyuan put down the teacup. If the first prince likes it, you can come often. My Emperor Peak welcomes your highness at any time. When the time comes, we can drink tea and chat. Isn't that great? Lin Fei chuckled. Then I won't stand on ceremony. Fan Qingyuan didn't beat around the bush and directly agreed. Lin Fei was a straightforward person. The first prince was a straightforward person. I wonder what Junior Lin Fei thinks about the future. Suddenly, Fan Qingyuan raised a strange question. Lin Fei smiled in his heart. Is this a test? I think there will be a huge revolution in the future. Those who can't keep up will all be swept into the trash can and become the dust of history. Lin Fei smiled. Those who keep up will have a good future. Fan Qingyuan was very sure that Lin Fei was a member of the Avengers. This was because he was very confident about the future. Junior Lin Fei, I'm now representing the Empire and the royal family to discuss a business deal with you. Fan Qingyuan became very sincere. According to his investigation, putting on airs in front of the other party would only backfire. The group of unlucky people in Tianji Hall was the best proof. Lin Fei smiled. I can't make the decision on this matter. I need to report it to the higher-ups. I believe that we will have a cooperation. Fan Qingyuan did not intend to get a specific answer from Lin Fei. This kind of answer was already very satisfactory. At least this trip was not in vain. Then I'll have to trouble Junior Lin Fei. Our empire needs your help. Fan Qingyuan was not afraid of being called arrogant. In front of the mysterious Avengers, putting on airs was not a good thing. They had used countless battle records to prove this. Anyone who went against the Avengers did not end up well. Actually, I've received some information. The higher-ups are planning to open a branch of the Avengers Chamber of Commerce in the Capital Institute. Lin Fei lowered his voice and dropped a bombshell. Open a branch of the Avengers' Chamber of Commerce? Fan Qingyuan tried hard to suppress the ecstasy in his heart. This was definitely good news. After witnessing the terrifying power of those technological weapons, the new army in charge was prepared to equip themselves with technological weapons, preparing to create a brand new army. If he could maintain his cooperation with the Avengers, Fan Qingyuan believed that he would definitely be able to secure his position as the eldest prince. Even if the other princes joined forces, they would not be his match. Now, their success was due to technological weapons, and their failure was also due to technological weapons. As long as one was not an idiot, they would know that the future would be a very stormy revolution. This is only temporary. I hope that the eldest prince will not spread this news, lest it causes unnecessary misunderstandings. Lin Fei said in a very low-key manner. This made the eldest prince even more glad that he had come to the right place. Chapter 2585. Of course, Fan Qingyuan wouldn't tell anyone about it. It was a worthwhile trip to get such news. There was no better news than a Vengeance Chamber of Commerce that was set up right in front of his house. A loud rumbling sound rang out. Right at this moment, the entire Emperor Peak shook slightly. Massive formations were activated one after another, interlocking with each other. Lin Fei, I'm here. Come and welcome me. Do you want me to come here personally? The booming voice reverberated through the entire Emperor Peak and the entire Capital Institute's cultivation space. Almost the same voice reverberated through the air. Lin Fei rose into the air and arrived at the highest point of the Emperor Peak. He looked down and saw everything below, clearly. Unknowingly, an ancient black chariot had appeared at the foot of the Emperor Peak. It was surrounded by a ferocious aura and the deafening aura of a powerful army. My fifth brother is here. Fan Qingyuan also saw the towering figure on the black war chariot standing tall and straight like a mountain. His face could not help but turn dark. Lin Fei, come and welcome him. The loud voice was heard again. Junior Lin Fei, I'll take care of this. It had not been easy for him to obtain good news from Lin Fei, and he had even learned of the latest news. Now that his fifth brother, Fan Qinglong, had appeared, he was immediately displeased. Fan Qingyuan decided to take care of this matter. Moreover, he didn't want his fifth brother to have anything to do with Lin Fei. Recently, there were more strangers in his fifth brother's residence. Based on his understanding of his fifth brother, he was very ambitious and had been eyeing that position covetously. He wouldn't give up just like that. Without giving Lin Fei a chance to say anything, Fan Qingyuan turned into a stream of light and didn't dare to tear open the void for fear of triggering the interlocking formations. Fifth brother, who allowed you to make a fuss here? What a disgrace! Fan Qingyuan landed in front of the black chariot and said sternly. In the past, Fan Qingyuan wouldn't have scolded him so harshly. At that time, even he lacked confidence. Back then, Fan Qinglong was in charge of an army and was the god of war on the battlefield, winning the support of countless people. Apart from that, he also had the support of many galaxies. This was also what Fan Qingyuan was concerned about. Now, things were different. He had a new army in his hands, and he had won the appreciation of his father. He had the strength to resist. Many big shots of the star field had also secretly come to contact him and gave him some hints. He was full of confidence. With such a huge commotion, the elites of the cultivation grounds all released their spiritual senses. They saw the fifth Prince Fan Qinglong on the black war chariot and the first Prince Fan Qingyuan in front of them. Why are the first prince and the fifth prince here? Is that the fifth prince of the war god? What a powerful killing intent. Rumor has it that he is the war god of the army and he controls the destruction army. His combat strength is extremely powerful. The first prince isn't too shabby either. It's said that he's in control of a new army and has received the secret support of many powerful forces. He's completely secured his current position. The first imperial prince has such a temperament. This was the expression of the love-struck girl. Are they all here for Lin Fei? Is Lin Fei really a member of the Avengers? No one dared to move forward. The first prince was amiable and approachable, but the fifth prince was different. He was the war god of the army and was decisive in killing. Not many people dared to offend him. Lin Fei is really popular. He has two beauties by his side. Now that the first prince and the fifth prince are here, it seems like he has chosen to cooperate with the first prince. In a dark loft, Xiao Qingshan had also noticed the situation outside. He didn't plan to go out. He wanted to see how Lin Fei would deal with this matter. The Capital Institute had always stood on the sidelines of such conflicts and was never willing to get involved. The fifth Prince Fan Qinglong's ambitions had been growing rapidly recently. Using his connections, he had secretly obtained the support of 8 domain lords. He had never made a move himself. Everything was done by his subordinates. It was done very discreetly, and basically no one noticed it. Big brother, what you said is interesting. I came to look for Lin Fei, and I asked him to come out and greet me personally. Is that not allowed? Fan Qinglong was very confident now. He wasn't afraid of his big brother at all. Fan Qingyuan smiled. This is the Capital Institute, not a place where you can do whatever you want. Leave now. If word gets out, how will others look at the royal family? He was scolding him directly. What if I don't leave? Fan Qinglong snorted. You are my big brother, but you have no right to talk to me. Fan Qingyuan's expression darkened. What if I force you to leave? For the first time, Fan Qinglong could ignore his big brother's attitude. That's impossible. If Lin Fei doesn't come out today, I will fight him myself. He's just a commoner. What right does he have to not come out? Fan Qinglong's lips curled up. Big brother, are you going to help Lin Fei? Fan Qinglong had come as soon as he found out that his big brother had come to Emperor Peak. Fan Qingyuan had never expected that his little brother would not listen to him. It seemed like his little brother was going to fight him to the end. However, he really couldn't make a move at this time, because this was the Capital Institute. If he made a move, it would be unreasonable. Fan Qingyuan felt very aggrieved. He didn't know why his little brother would talk back to him. Was it because of the destruction army behind him? Lin Fei and I hit it off the moment we met. I don't like what you're doing. Fan Qingyuan didn't mind pulling Lin Fei aside. It's not that you can't see Lin Fei, but you have to go there yourself. Don't forget that this is where our father, the emperor, cultivated. If our father hears about this, it won't be good for you. Fan Qinglong didn't want his big brother to feel comfortable. However, after hearing what his big brother said, he realized that Emperor Peak was not an ordinary place. This Lin Fei was the junior brother of the emperor father in name. Moreover, this was their father's cultivation place. It was different. If he barged in, it would be disrespectful to their father. Fan Qinglong suddenly laughed. Big brother, you're right. As a son, how can I destroy the place where our father cultivated? Actually, I was just joking. Fan Qingyuan pursed his lips. He wouldn't believe what his little brother said. Lin Fei had been watching from Emperor Peak all this time. The fifth prince's aura is even stronger than before. It seems like he has gained some benefits. A mere fifth prince was not worthy of Lin Fei's attention. It was enough to rope in the eldest prince. The other party would naturally be happy to suppress the fifth prince. No matter how ambitious the fifth prince was, the result was still the same. No way. Lin Fei could see the ambition in the other party's eyes. Chapter 2586. The fifth Prince Fan Qinglong's strength had increased, but it did not affect Lin Fei much. After all, no matter what the Empire did, Lin Fei could not be harmed at all. He thought it was only the fifth prince who came to join in the fun, but before the eldest prince and the fifth prince came up, another person barged in. Big brother, fifth brother, wait. Fan Luoyu actually appeared at this moment. Both Fan Qingyuan and Fan Qinglong were slightly stunned. Both of them knew that Fan Luoyu was married. To prevent Ninth Sister from running around, Fan Qingyuan had specially arranged for people to guard her. His face darkened. Ninth Sister, who allowed you to come out? There was a tinge of reprimand in his tone. Fan Luoyu was dressed in palace attire and had a noble aura. Big brother, I don't need you to guard me, so please call those people back. Fan Luoyu did not give face to her big brother. Hearing this, Fan Qingyuan was even more unhappy. To make the Fan family and the Xiao family closer, as her big brother, Fan Qingyuan did not want any changes, so naturally he did not want Ninth Sister to run around. What are you talking about? Fan Qingyuan said sternly. Go back. Today, Fan Qingyuan did not bring any subordinates to Emperor Peak to show his sincerity. Big brother, there is no harm for Ninth Sister to come out and play. Once she is married, it will be difficult for her to come out in the future. Fan Qinglong said kindly. Anyway, this place is not outside, so it doesn't matter. No one wanted Fan Luoyu to do something more than him. Ever since he had arranged for someone to pass on the news, although it did not bring any substantial benefits, at least it had planted a seed in Xiao Ran's eyes. Fan Qinglong believed that Xiao Ran probably knew about Fan Luoyu's situation. If nothing went wrong, he might appear too. Ninth Sister came at the right time, just in time to add fuel to the fire. From the small details that Lin Fei did not come out, Fan Qinglong knew that his big brother seemed to be trying to rope in Lin Fei. If he could make things difficult for Xiao Ran, that would be the best. Then he would see how his big brother would handle it. Fan Qingyuan really wanted to kick Fan Qinglong away. Wasn't it obvious that he was opposing them? Big brother, look, fifth brother has already said it. You still want me to go back? Fan Luoyu said happily, without any emotion on her face. Go back. Fan Qing Yuan glared at Jiu Mei. She's about to get married. If word gets out, our Fan family will be laughed at. Fan Qinglong argued once again. Ninth Sister, don't listen to your big brother. Our Fan clan isn't one of those small clans. Although the Xiao clan is one of the 8 ancient clans, our Fan clan isn't weaker than them. There's no need to care so much. Ninth Sister, do you want to go up? Fifth brother, you're the best. Fan Luoyu was also surprised. Her fifth brother's attitude towards her was average, so why would he help her today? However, her goal today was Emperor Peak. This time, it was useless no matter how Fan Qingyuan glared at him. Fan Qinglong took the initiative to invite Fan Luoyu. The two of them walked past each other and entered the Emperor Peak. What is Fan Qingyuan trying to do? Fan Luoyu's side went up. The news immediately reached Xiao Ran's ears. Lin Fei again. Xiao Ran's face was very calm, as though he was indifferent. Fan Luoyu, if you think that an unknown Lin Fei can escape from me, then you're going to be disappointed. Xiao Ran was born in the 8 ancient clans and had never been afraid of anything. Even the Avengers didn't dare to think that they could do whatever they wanted. He was very clear about the hidden strength of the 8 ancient clans. One Lin Fei was really not worth him being afraid of. Let's go to Emperor Peak. She's actually here. Fan Luoyu saw Qinlan standing behind Lin Fei the moment she came up. For some reason, she felt uncomfortable. I knew that witch Qinlan would play tricks. Lin Fei, you've got guts. I've come personally, and you're the first to not come out to welcome me. Fan Qinglong stared at Lin Fei sinisterly. Fan Qinglong shouted fiercely, not giving his elder brother any face, especially after knowing that he was in contact with his elder brother. Why should I come out to welcome you? This is the Capital Institute's cultivation ground, not the royal family's territory. Lin Fei laughed. What can you do to me? Lin Fei's reaction was also beyond the trio's expectations. Strong, domineering. The rumors are true. You're indeed from the Avengers. Only they would be so lawless and disregard the royal family. Fan Qinglong's eyes lit up. You guessed right. I'm indeed from the Avengers, Lin Fei admitted readily. If you have anything to say, just say it. I'm a person who likes to speak frankly. Fan Qingyuan was deep in thought. My fifth brother has no chance. In the entire royal family, Fan Qingyuan cared about Fan Qinglong the most. If he also had Lin Fei's support, then he would be in big trouble. Lin Fei's reply made Fan Qingyuan heave a sigh of relief. Since you've said so, I'm a straightforward person. Your Vengeance Chamber of Commerce's stuff is pretty good. I quite like it. How about we cooperate? Fan Qinglong said it in front of his elder brother. Listening and not listening were two different things. Hearing it in front of his face, Fan Qingyuan looked calm and had a faint smile on his face. He still felt uncomfortable, but he could not stop anything. Otherwise, in the eyes of outsiders, he would be seen as a narrow-minded person. Fan Qingyuan did not want to be involved in such rumors. I'm sorry, I'm on an expedition to the kingdom. For now, I can only cooperate with your elder brother. You're too late. Lin Fei glanced at Fan Qingyuan and said straightforwardly, This bastard. Although it was a good discussion, Lin Fei's words still made Fan Qingyuan feel uneasy. Fan Qinglong's expression changed immediately. It was not a good thing to be rejected in person. So far, this was the first time he had been rejected. Everyone was respectful and flattering. You want to reject me? Are you sure you know the consequences? Because no one has ever dared to say such words in front of me. Lin Fei mercilessly rejected Fan Qinglong, which made him very unhappy. I'm not interested in cooperating with you. As for the consequences, I want to see what you can do. It would also be good to see how powerful the legendary army god is. Fan Qinglong frowned and then relaxed. You really disappoint me. I don't know who gave you the courage. However, I'm very angry now. You should be prepared to bear my anger. Cloud splitting palm. Fan Qinglong stretched out his palm without any warning. In an instant, the wind and clouds changed as he grabbed at Lin Fei's chest. 5 streaks of black energy tore open 5 cracks in the void space on the spot, giving off a dangerous aura. It took a long time for them to recover. Chapter 2587. Fan Qinglong was very direct. If Lin Fei did not agree to cooperate, then he would kill him on the spot. Even after this, the Avengers might not dare to do anything. Although the Avengers had always been mysterious, Fan Qinglong felt that they were not that strong. This organization might not be as scary as he thought. After Lin Fei did not agree, Fan Qinglong did it himself. The cloud sundering palm was a secret technique of the royal family. It was very powerful, but the most important use of this secret technique was to destroy the physical body. Qinglong, what are you doing? Fan Qingyuan said sternly. If something were to happen to Lin Fei here, Fan Qingyuan could imagine that it would have a great impact on his career. He might even get into a lot of trouble. I knew you would get angry and attack. Lin Fei did not have a good impression of Fan Qinglong. But you forgot what this place is. Suppress. Fan Qinglong immediately felt a terrifying force pressing down on him. His straight body was pressed down, and his legs began to tremble. Break for me. Fan Qinglong roared, and a domineering aura rushed into the sky, fiercely attacking the ferocious aura. However, Fan Qinglong's formation was too powerful, and it only shook slightly before it was suppressed again. Fan Qinglong, who had just gathered all his strength, was instantly pressed down. Half of his body bent down, and his whole body trembled. It was obvious that he could not hold on any longer. This scene happened too quickly. Fan Qinglong, who had just used the cloud sundering palm, was pressed down and could not fight back. Lin Fei, how dare you suppress me? Fan Qinglong roared and roared continuously. If you dare to cause trouble, I dare not suppress you. Now lie down. Lin Fei waved his hand. This time, Fan Qinglong could not take it. With a crack, his legs broke, and he knelt in front of him. At this moment, no matter how Fan Qinglong struggled, he was pressed down by a pair of invisible hands. He could not move at all. Fan Qingyuan had a strange look in his eyes. He opened his mouth to prophesy but stopped. Fan Luiyu's beautiful eyes glowed with excitement. He really dared to suppress a royal prince, and it was fifth brother who controlled the destruction army. Sometimes a single action can change people's minds. Lin Fei seems to be getting more and more domineering. Compared to the fifth prince and those geniuses, there's clearly a gap. Ever since they moved into the Emperor Peak, Qinlan gradually noticed how overbearing Lin Fei was. The only thing that Qinlan had not expected was that Lin Fei would actually dare to suppress the fifth prince in front of everyone. Furthermore, the fifth prince did not even have the ability to retaliate. Lin Fei, I'm going to kill you. Aha! Fan Qinglong's face was ferocious, and his killing intent flickered. He was suppressed by the power from beginning to end, and his eyes could not conceal the dense, killing intent. The baleful aura around him boiled, and one could vaguely see a magnificent army galloping. You want to kill me? It seems that you don't have the ability for now. Lin Fei didn't care about the murderous Fan Qinglong at all. You can only roar here now. Lin Fei, what kind of ability is that? Fan Qinglong struggled. If you have the ability, don't borrow the power of the array formation. Let's fight one-on-one. I'm not afraid of you. Crack! The power came crashing down again, and the force was stronger than before. Fan Qinglong, who had been kneeling, cried out miserably. His entire body was pressed to the ground, coming into a solid contact. Ah, you're going to die. You're definitely going to die. Fan Qinglong's gaze turned resentful. Big brother, how can you continue watching? He's trampling on the dignity of the royal family. Fan Qingyuan really could not stand Lin Fei's behavior. The royal family was the royal family after all. Even though he was not on good terms with his fifth brother, Fan Qinglong, the current situation was indeed uncomfortable. Junior Lin Fei, can you let Azure Dragon go for my sake? I guarantee that he won't mess around here. Fan Qingyuan could not help but speak up for Azure Dragon. Lin Fei took a look at Fan Qingyuan and said straightforwardly, no problem. However, I'm not someone to be trifled with. For everyone's peace of mind, banish him. Banish? Fan Qingyuan immediately thought of those unlucky fellows from Tianji Hall who had yet to return. How dare you banish me? In my eyes, your identity as a member of the royal family is not a reason for you to swagger around. Lin Fei did not say anything else. He made a series of seals, and a huge black hole immediately appeared below Fan Qinglong, sucking him in instantly. Will be back. The voice suddenly stopped. Lin Fei, how dare you banish my fifth brother? Fan Luiyu had a silly look on her face. A sentence echoed in her mind. How dare he banish my fifth brother? Qinlan was mesmerized by Lin Fei's back view. He's getting more and more domineering. He banished the fifth prince directly. He's too domineering. Lin Fei tilted his head and said to Fan Qingyuan, Your Highness, I'm a straightforward person. If I don't like it, then I don't like it. I hope that we can continue working together. Fan Qingyuan suddenly shivered and thought to himself, what a good Lin Fei. He's trying to pit me and Azure Dragon against each other. What a good move. Happy working together, now that things had come to this. Fan Qingyuan was also a decisive person. 2 hands shook together and everyone laughed. On the other side, Fan Qinglong had been banished to an uninhabited land. Ah, Lin Fei, I'll definitely kill you. You bastard! With a loud rumble, the mountains collapsed and the mountains collapsed. Fan Qinglong, who was in a rage, released endless murderous aura, causing an earth-shattering reaction. Ninth sister, let's go back. Fan Qingyuan finally witnessed the domineering nature of the Avengers. They could easily destroy Tianji City. Now, One of their members dared to control the array to banish Fan Qinglong. They had no regard for the imperial power at all. Subconsciously, Fan Qingyuan did not want Ninth Sister to have too much contact with Lin Fei. Who knew what would happen? He was a dangerous person. Fan Luoyu automatically took a few steps back and turned to walk towards Lin Fei. Big brother, I'm not going back. I don't like young Master Xiao at all. The person I like is him, Lin Fei. Lin Fei was about to send the two of them off. But when he said that, he almost vomited blood. You like yourself? What kind of joke is this? Qinlan was unhappy and put away her charming smile. This little bitch, I knew she was up to no good. She's trying to drag Lin Fei down with her. No one knew Fan Luoyu's goal better than her. This is bad. This is really bad. Fan Qingyuan's expression was very ugly. His eyes kept moving back and forth between Lin Fei and Ninth Sister. He could not figure out when the two of them had hooked up. How was he going to explain this to young Master Xiao? Chapter 2588. Seeing Lin Fei's reaction, Fan Qingyuan secretly heaved a sigh of relief. Thank goodness, thank goodness. It's just wishful thinking. The clever Fan Qingyuan immediately made up an excuse. Junior Lin Fei, don't take it seriously. Ninth Sister is just spouting nonsense. The most important thing now was to bring Ninth Sister back to the palace. Fan Qingyuan believed that as long as he brought her back, what happened today would definitely not spread and Ninth Sister's wedding would proceed smoothly. Ninth Sister, let's go. As he spoke, he went forward to hold Fan Luoyu's hand. Fan Luoyu had finally come out, and it was to get closer to Lin Fei. How could she be willing to follow him back? If she went back today, she would definitely not be able to come out. No matter what, Fan Luoyu would not leave. Big brother, I'm not leaving. I like Lin Fei. Why should I leave? Fan Luoyu moved and stood in front of Fan Qingyuan. She opened her arms and took the initiative to hug Lin Fei. Ah, Fan Qingyuan was stunned. Qin Lan's beautiful eyes were wide open, and her mouth could fit an egg. She's throwing caution to the wind. In fact, Fan Luoyu was indeed throwing caution to the wind. The date of the wedding was getting closer, and she had no choice but to make a choice. She had been a little hesitant before, but after seeing Lin Fei's domineering methods, she had completely firmed up her beliefs. Lin Fei was not a bad choice. The sudden scene also stunned Lin Fei. There was a beauty in his arms, and her faint body fragrance wafted into his nostrils, making his soul tremble. Junior Lin Fei, help me. Apart from you, no one can help me. A faint voice was heard. Lin Fei composed himself. Ninth Princess, you think too highly of me. Can't you see that I've already offended the fifth prince? What can I do to you? Help me. I can give you everything. Lin Fei felt that these words were familiar, and Qin Lan's figure flashed before his eyes. It seemed that Qin Lan had said these words before. He subconsciously looked at Qin Lan. Qin Lan felt uncomfortable being stared at. For example, Lin Fei suddenly smirked. Fan Luoyu's identity as the ninth princess was something that many people yearned for. Lin Fei was not a decent person to begin with, so he subconsciously wanted to tease her a little. This bastard is indeed dishonest. Being in the arms of another man for the first time, Fan Luoyu's heart was still rather bashful. For some reason, there was a sliver of pleasure in her heart that even she could not understand. Let's throw caution to the wind. At most, we'll give this bastard some benefits. At the end of the day, Fan Luoyu was still a proud person. If not for Lin Fei's domineering decision to banish Fan Qinglong just now, she would not have made such a quick decision. Not everyone was willing to do such a thing. Lin Fei was waiting to see what Fan Luoyu would do when he suddenly saw Fan Luoyu winking at him. What's the meaning of this? Without waiting for him to understand, Fan Luoyu's face turned red, and she opened her mouth to kiss Lin Fei. Planting a kiss on his mouth, causing Lin Fei's eyes to widen instantly. This is a forced kiss. After a few short breaths, Lin Fei came back to his senses. This woman was really crazy. Big brother, the person I love is Lin Fei. Even if I have to die, it will be the same. Fan Luoyu said very seriously after their lips parted. Fan Qingyuan looked at the scene in front of him in a daze. He could not believe it. Was this still his ninth sister? She had actually taken the initiative to kiss another man. This man still made Fan Qingyuan a little fearful. Crazy, she's really crazy. For a moment, Fan Qingyuan did not know what to say. Yet it had happened in front of him, and he could not stop it in time. The consequences of this matter were serious. Junior Lin Fei, this is my first kiss. You must remember it. Fan Luoyu's strong woman's demeanor was long gone. It was replaced by the usual shyness of a woman. Lin Fei was bitter. This is really troublesome. The old saying is right. When a woman goes crazy, even she is afraid of herself. A first kiss. Lin Fei did not doubt it at all. The slight trembling of the other party was the best proof in Lin Fei's eyes. Moreover, it was not an act. It was real. This was what troubled Lin Fei. She's playing with fire. It seemed like this brother-in-law's expression was not very friendly. Lin Fei was very clear that the other party was afraid of the Avengers behind him. If it were someone else, they would probably have started fighting and killed Lin Fei, who had taken advantage of them. Your Highness, can I say that this is a joke? Lin Fei shrugged his shoulders and said innocently. Fan Qingyuan would not believe this. He smiled coldly and did not say a word. Big brother, I've already said that I will only be with Lin Fei in this lifetime. It will be useless if it's anyone else. Fan Luoyu pulled Lin Fei's hand and leaned half of her body on it. Lin Fei had not expected to be tricked by a princess. The first kiss was not bad. The trouble that he was about to face was not small. Xiao Ran from the Xiao family is here to visit the newcomer king, Lin Fei. At this awkward moment, the last thing they wanted to see happened. Xiao Ran came to visit. Fan Luoyu's expression changed slightly. I did not call him here. Who knows why he would come at this time? Lin Fei and Fan Qingyuan were not fools. They knew that someone must have gone to inform them. Ninth sister, don't say anything later. I'll pretend this never happened. Fan Qingyuan made a decision immediately. He turned his head and looked at Lin Fei with a complicated gaze. Lin Fei, let's not talk about who is right and who is wrong for now. I don't want this to cause a commotion. What do you think? It was not easy for Fan Luoyu to give her first kiss because of this. It was impossible for her to suppress the matter. Junior Lin Fei, it's up to you now. If you do well, I won't mind. Fan Luoyu made a seductive gesture to tease Lin Fei. Even though the gesture was still very jerky and stiff, it could not hide her beauty and temperament. Lin Fei was not someone who listened to others easily. The Xiao family was part of the 8 great ancient families. Lin Fei would be in contact with them sooner or later in the ancient desolation world. Offending one of them, now, did not seem to be a big deal. At most, I'll rope in a few other families in the future. I won't be afraid of the Xiao family then. Lin Fei's thoughts were clear. After their last meeting in the restaurant, Lin Fei felt that this Xiao Ran was quite a hypocrite. For example, now that he knew there was news, he still openly invited to visit. This made him seem scheming. Lin Fei did not like this kind of person. Your Highness, I didn't want to do anything at first. But since I've taken the 9th princess, first kiss, she's mine now. I can only apologize to that Xiao Ran. Lin Fei ignored Fan Qingyuan's murderous glare and pulled Fan Luoyu over with one hand, half hugging her with one arm. Originally, Fan Luoyu had wanted to break free subconsciously, but the man's domineering voice rang in her ears. Chapter 2589. Fan Qingyuan was already regretting letting Jiu Mei come up. I had a feeling that something bad was going to happen, and it's all that bastard Azure Dragon's fault and Lin Fei's fault. The Shao clan was one of the 8 ancient clans. They had established themselves in the ancient wilderness great world long ago and had unimaginable power. The Avengers Alliance was just a newly emerged mysterious force. Although they had shown terrifying strength, Fan Qingyuan still believed that the final victory would be the Shao family. It was rumored that the 8 ancient clans were constantly fighting against each other. Once something happened, the 8 ancient clans would stick together and fight against the outsiders. If the Avengers were to make a move, they would have to face the 8 ancient clans. Any force would be torn to pieces by the 8 ancient clans. Fan Qingyuan could not stop the current situation at all. I can only take it one step at a time. Is that the young master of the Shao clan? He's so handsome. He's so charismatic. He's like a natural leader. Shao Ran stood outside the Emperor Peak. Young master, why don't we go up directly? The Emperor Peak is covered in array formations, but I have the ability to barge in. The old man beside him said softly. Shao Ran looked at the Emperor Peak that was shrouded in white fog. We can go up, but the Emperor Peak is more dangerous than you can imagine. Don't forget that I'm born with the ability to sense danger. Shao Ran was extremely calm. Once I go up, I'll be putting myself in danger. The old man beside him was alarmed. Young master, why can't I tell? Tenji Hall is so powerful, but he still suffered a huge loss. Shao Ran said, Lin Fei is not simple either. He can set up array formations and can be said to be a monster. So let's just wait here. The old man beside him knew that the calmer his young master was, the angrier he was. If we offend young master, we won't be able to make a comeback in the future. They're coming down. Shao Ran's lips curled up, for people came down from the Emperor Peak. Young master, Fan Qinglong is gone. The gray-robed old man said softly. He's really gone. Shao Ran was very surprised. The Emperor Peak is really a dangerous place. If I'm not wrong, Fan Qinglong should have been exiled. Young master, he really dares to exile Fan Qinglong. There's nothing strange about it. Lin Fei is a person with a background after all. The imperial power of the Expeditionary Empire might not be able to suppress Lin Fei. Shao Ran's gaze landed on Fan Luyu, who was dressed in palace attire. A haze quickly flashed across Shao Ran's eyes. Fan Luyu and Lin Fei actually came down hand in hand. Bitch, bitch, bitch. The veins on Shao Ran's hands were bulging. He subconsciously clenched his fists and then slowly released them. Young Master Shao. Fan Qingyuan greeted him awkwardly. He didn't know how this matter would develop. Fan Qingyuan really wanted to take Jiu Mei away, but he couldn't unleash any of his strength on the Monarch Peak. It was rumored that the Monarch Peak was filled with formations, and now it seemed to be true. The Emperor Peak was indeed a dangerous place. Shao Ran did not respond to Fan Qingyuan, his gaze landing directly on Fan Luyu. Young Master Shao, there's something I want to make clear to you. Fan Luyu completely threw caution to the wind, and her chest was trembling slightly. She knew the consequences of this decision. Say it then. Shao Ran said very calmly. This person is indeed very scheming. Lin Fei was secretly shocked. Fan Luyu clearly knows this, but she can still maintain such a calm expression when she comes to the Emperor Peak. She's really not simple to be able to maintain her composure even under such provocation. She's indeed a member of the 8 ancient families. If Shao Ran had barged in earlier, Lin Fei wouldn't have minded giving him a hard time. In a place like the Emperor Peak, Lin Fei could easily mobilize all the power, and the interlocking formations would be everyone's nightmare. I like Lin Fei, not you. I hope that young master Shao won't come looking for me or pester me again, Fan Lu said as she leaned on Lin Fei. Shao Ran remained calm, neither happy nor sad. We have an engagement. Eldest Prince, what do you think? Fan Qingyuan, who didn't know what to do at the side, laughed bitterly. Are you asking me to make a choice? In theory, Fan Qingyuan needed to support Xiao Ran. The engagement was decided by the emperor and the Xiao family. This was something that couldn't be changed. Fan Luoyu's body trembled slightly. This was a fact that she couldn't avoid. She looked at her elder brother anxiously. Ninth sister, the engagement between you and young Master Xiao was decided by the emperor. You can't disobey your father's order. Don't be stubborn and apologize to young Master Xiao. I believe that young Master Xiao won't take offense. Fan Qingyuan didn't even know how to say all these. Fan Luoyu couldn't help but feel disappointed. Her elder brother was still biased toward Xiao Ran. Lin Fei finally witnessed Xiao Ran's prowess. He got to the point right from the start and easily crushed Fan Luoyu's faith, especially when he said that she couldn't disobey her father's order. It was like a thorn in her heart. Young Master Xiao, I won't marry you anyway. He's the one I like. Fan Luoyu pulled Lin Fei's hand and squeezed it hard. Her posture seemed to be saying, hurry up and say it. Lin Fei could feel the slight change in Fan Luoyu. Those who come from the royal family will always feel a little pressured. If not for the first kiss, Lin Fei might have thought that it was a joke at most, taking advantage of her. He wouldn't lose anything anyway, but since she had given him her first kiss, he couldn't just sit back and watch. Senior, you have to remember, you're mine from now on. Secret voice transmission. Bastard, you're still thinking of taking advantage of me at this time. Fan Luoyu was furious. Bastard, you're too much of a bastard. Lin Fei wrapped one arm around Fan Luoyu's slender waist and transmitted his voice over. Don't move recklessly. This young master, Xiao, has very sharp eyes. He won't believe you the moment you reveal a flaw. You won't like it either. Fan Luoyu suppressed the panic in her heart. Young Master Xiao, you're quite interesting. Fan Luoyu is mine, and you have the nerve to mention an engagement. What era are we in now? There's still such a thing as an engagement, Lin Fei said unhurriedly. Fan Qingyuan knew that something bad was about to happen. Lin Fei, what nonsense are you spouting? Lin Fei said seriously. I'm really not spouting nonsense. Senior is mine. Can't you see it clearly? All right, do you still need to prove it? Fan Luoyu tiptoed and kissed Lin Fei. The two of them kissed passionately on the spot. Lin Fei invaded her domineeringly, lingering for a while before the two of them separated. Lin Fei looked intoxicated. Young Master Xiao, now you see it clearly. Fan Luoyu is mine. I don't care if you're from one of the 8 ancient families or what background you have. As long as I'm here, Fan Luoyu is mine. I believe you should be satisfied with this explanation. Chapter 2590. Xiao Ran had left. That was right, he had left. There was no storm that Lin Fei had expected. Xiao Ran, the young master of the Xiao family, turned around and left without saying anything. It was straightforward and straightforward. I've met my match. Lin Fei watched Xiao Ran's departing figure with interest. If he had attacked on the spot, Lin Fei would not have cared about him. However, leaving without a word was something to be wary of. As the saying went, a silent dog was the fiercest. No one knew when it would give you a bite, and that was the situation now. Xiao Ran turned around and left, leaving behind a silhouette and a sentence that proved that this matter was not over yet. Ninth sister, you've really gotten yourself into a lot of trouble this time. Fan Qingyuan was helpless. He shook his head and turned to leave. Ninth princess, I've helped you solve most of the problem. This junior of mine sure knows what to do. Lin Fei chuckled. Fan Luoyu pulled herself away from Lin Fei, her gaze complicated. You're worse than me. You're not a good person either. No way. I've helped you a lot with this. Fan Luoyu rolled her eyes. But you still benefited from me. That was my first kiss. You gave it to me. I didn't want it. Fan Luoyu blushed at the mention of this. Batty, say no more. From today onwards, I'll be living on your emperor peak. Once everyone left, Fan Lu reverted to being a princess. Young master, you should have let this old servant take down that kid just now. He's just a nobody. Even if the experts from the Avengers Alliance came, they might not dare to be presumptuous. The gray-clothed old man said disapprovingly, as a loyal servant of the young master, anyone who offended him deserved to be killed. Xiao Ran's gaze flickered. The only thing I didn't expect was that Fan Luoyu would come up with such a plan to reject this engagement. She even let a stranger get close to her. The more she does this, the more I want to get that *TCH. Based on my observation skills, the 9th princess is still a virgin. Fan Luoyu will definitely not dare to act recklessly in the near future. Young master, Fan Luoyu will definitely not return to the palace. I am worried that a long delay may bring trouble. Don't worry, this young master will go back now and give the Fan clan some pressure. I believe they will be very willing. From that day onwards, Fan Luoyu stayed on the Emperor Peak and occupied a courtyard. Originally, Qinlan alone was pretty good, and he could still enjoy his good days. Following the arrival of Fan Luoyu, the situation was completely different. The two of them would argue with each other from time to time. They didn't like each other. They fought each other almost every day. Fortunately, Lin Fei had set up formations on the Emperor Peak to prevent the aura from leaking. Otherwise, everyone would have suspected that something big had happened on the Emperor Peak. They really can't stop. Hearing the commotion outside, Lin Fei instinctively revealed a look of helplessness. What was I thinking back then? I got myself into such a big trouble. Without looking, Lin Fei knew that Qinlan and Fan Luoyu had started fighting again. There was a reason for it almost every day. Demon woman, die. *TCH. You're not a good person either. What followed was a loud rumbling sound. Yuan Kuan, aren't you guys going to deal with the Avengers? I'll give you a piece of news. One of their members is in the Capital Institute. He's very easy to find. You'll know when you get there. His name is Lin Fei. In a dark place, a mysterious person appeared in front of Yuan Kuan. The aura on this person was very obscure, but it exuded a dangerous aura that was unfathomable. Who exactly are you? Why are you telling me this news? The enemy of my enemy is my friend. If you want to dig out the secrets of the Avengers, the best way is to start with Lin Fei. However, you have to be careful. The Emperor Peak where he lives is filled with formations. With a whoosh, the newcomer tore open the void and disappeared. What a powerful expert! Yuan Kuan frowned. A murderous look flashed across his eyes. Ever since Tenji City was destroyed, Tenji Hall's influence in the outside world had been greatly affected. The headquarters did not take any action, so all kinds of gossip was flying around. Yuan Kuan's murderous intent toward the Avengers grew stronger day by day. After accumulating for a long time, it became very terrifying. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. He must have a powerful background to be able to find me. At the very least, he can't be an enemy. Yuan Kuan immediately arranged for people to investigate this matter. I'm finally back. Fan Qinglong, who was in a sorry state, finally returned a few days later. Damn you, Lin Fei. I curse you to die a horrible death. Fan Qinglong, who was originally very domineering, had a rare look of fatigue on his face. His body was filled with a strong smell of blood. He looked in that direction with murderous intent. He had suffered a lot along the way. Who knew what kind of place it was? Fortunately, he had brought treasures with him, which allowed him to escape. At the thought of those things, Fan Qinglong could not help but want to kill. The royal family has sent someone. The leader was Fan Qingyuan. As the wedding was approaching, Fan Qingyuan could not sit still. For some reason, when the news spread in the royal family, the liege princes of the royal family all criticized him, leaving a bad impression. In their opinion, even if Lin Fei was a member of the Avengers, his status might not be high. He could not be compared to young Master Xiao. He had to be brought back. As for Lin Fei, the royal family could give face and not capture him, but he had to leave the empire and would not be allowed to enter again. This was already a great deal of leniency. The formation on the Emperor Peak was still open. This time, Fan Qinglong invited an array grandmaster. Even if Lin Fei did not agree, he would break the formation and bring him out. This cultivation area had been sealed with treasures, and outsiders would not be able to detect anything. If news of this got out, the impact would be great, and the royal family would become a joke. Lin Fei! Fan Qingyuan's voice traveled to the sky above the Emperor Peak. After a while, Lin Fei appeared in the sky above the Emperor Peak. Your Highness, what brings you here today? Lin Fei looked down and knew what had happened. Ask Ninth Sister to come out. I want to bring her back. Fan Qingyuan said in a business-like manner. It's good for everyone to treat you this way. Big brother, I will not go back. Fan Liu also appeared in the sky, and her tone was very firm. Lin Fei spread out his hands. Then forgive me for not being able to help. If she doesn't want to leave, there's nothing I can do. Fan Qingyuan took a deep breath. Lin Fei, do you dare to make a bet? If my people can enter your Emperor Peak, you will hand over Ninth Sister. If they can't enter, I will bring them away immediately. Chapter 2591. Not interested. Fan Qingyuan was infuriated. All right, if there's nothing else, I'll be heading back. Lin Fei said, ignoring Fan Qingyuan's expression. He disappeared in front of everyone. Big brother, I've decided on Lin Fei for the rest of my life, and that won't change. Fan Liu also threw out a sentence, leaving the crowd looking at each other. It's just as I thought. I didn't bring him back that day, so I knew I'd be in deep trouble. Fan Qingyuan sighed bitterly and turned to an old man behind him. Master M.O., I'll have to trouble you. Behind Fan Qingyuan stood an old man in green with a pair of spirited eyes. Your Highness, you're too kind. Master M.O. was invited by Fan Qingyuan using his status in the empire. He was on the same level as Master Yin Zhongtian. What's going on? Qiao Qingshan saw everything through a treasure and shook his head subconsciously. There's so many arrays on Emperor Peak, and even the old dean doesn't think he can break them. What's the use of a mere Master Mo? It wasn't that Qiao Qingshan looked down on Master Mo, but the arrays on Emperor Peak were extraordinary. As a master, Master Mo's efforts were destined to be in vain. Are they going to break the arrays? Lin Fei stood under the pavilion, watching the commotion below. You're very confident in the arrays on Emperor Peak. Fan Liu stood beside Lin Fei and asked curiously, Aren't you afraid that the royal family will take out some special treasures? Lin Fei smiled. No, if they can come up, I'll write my name backwards. No one knew better than him that the Emperor Peak's formation was set up as a whole. In addition to absorbing the heaven and earth's spiritual qi, it formed a huge object. Usually, people only saw the simple formation on the surface. As for the deeper formation, not many people had seen it before. I'd like to borrow your royal family's treasure. Fan Qingyuan didn't want to come. It was too awkward. Those royal uncles all had objections. This was a very rare thing. Without thinking too much, he knew that the Xiao clan was behind this. Other than the Xiao clan, no one else could invite those royal uncles. Fan Qingyuan had no choice but to come here shamelessly. Lin Fei, I didn't want to come here. Fan Qingyuan knew it was not easy to ascend the monarch peak. Therefore, he brought a royal treasure with him. It was not easy for him to obtain this treasure. Master Amo, you're born with a powerful deduction and analysis ability. You can break any formation easily. However, the formation on the monarch peak isn't ordinary. You'll be able to break it easily with the help of this treasure. Fan Qingyuan took out an item from his storage ring. It was a silver-white bead that was about the size of a fist. It looked very pure and holy. Oh no, this is a special treasure of our royal family. Through the enhancement effect of this treasure, one's abilities can be amplified infinitely. This Grandmaster Mo is most adept at deducing and deciphering arrays. With the help of this silver bead, his abilities will be greatly enhanced. Fan Luoyu's expression changed immediately when she saw the silver bead. It's that powerful. The changes to the Monarch Peaks formation were not controlled by Lin Fei, but by the system. It was flawless and there were basically no loopholes. At the very least, the system's terrifying analysis and calculation ability had easily defeated the formation masters. Yes, it's very powerful. It's said that this treasure contains a miniature intelligence that can perform infinite analysis and deduction. Fan Luoyu glanced at Lin Fei. Don't you think it's powerful? I didn't expect Big Brother to take it out. Miniature intelligence. Lin Fei was moved. Logically speaking, his system had a powerful ability. Lin Fei had never encountered something like this before. Yes, rumor has it that it's a technology from another universe. Fan Luoyu didn't notice the change in Lin Fei's expression. Rumor has it that our empire could be established because of the treasure from another universe. Lin Fei had heard many rumors about the establishment of the empire. Little devil, go and scan that silver pearl now. Lin Fei was moved. This thing might be good. Subconsciously, such a thought immediately popped up. Scan! The silver pearl was taken out, giving off a holy aura. Master Mo's eyes were filled with admiration. I've seen it. I've really seen it. The legendary number 1 pearl, the Milky Way pearl. Yes, this is the Milky Way pearl. At that time, my father said that there was a silver Milky Way there that went straight to the sky. Hence, it was named the Milky Way pearl. Fan Qingyuan seemed to be recalling something. However, up until now, the Milky Way pearl has only been developed with the help of the Milky Way pearl. Master Mo's eyes became firm. Your Highness, with this Milky Way pearl, the number 1 pearl, breaking the formation of the Emperor Peak will only take a moment. Then I'll have to trouble you, Master Mo. Grand Master Mo received the Milky Way pearl carefully, as if it was a holy object. Open. Master Mo held the Milky Way pearl with one hand. A huge amount of special energy flowed into the Milky Way pearl. Suddenly, a bright silver light burst out, covering the entire Emperor Peak. This is amazing. A holy object. Grand Master Mo's mood became exceptionally agitated. With the help of the Milky Way pearl, Master Mo felt that he had been sublimated. Many questions that he couldn't understand before were suddenly solved. Break the formation. Master Mo's eyes flickered with wisdom. The silver light in front of him instantly turned into a huge screen. An array appeared in the sky, and then it separated into pieces and turned into symbols. To the left, 300 feet away, Master Mo punched through the air and hit one of the symbols. Everyone heard a cracking sound. To the left, to the south, 320 steps. Master Mo struck again, and another position was broken. At this moment, Master Mo, as if he had the help of God, easily blasted the eye of the array and quickly broke the array. A moment later, Fan Qingyuan stood in the array. He was surrounded by white mist, and he couldn't see clearly. It was as if he was surrounded by a void. Your Highness, don't move. There are arrays under your feet. Once you move, the array will change. This Lin Fei still has some tricks up his sleeve. Master Mo stood at the front. This is the royal treasure, the Milky Way pearl? Lin Fei didn't stop him. So far, he had only broken ordinary array formations, and it wasn't worth his attention. See, the Milky Way pearl can increase one's calculation and analysis ability, far exceeding the limits of humans. Your array formations are strong and of a high grade, but they can't withstand the threat of the Milky Way pearl. Fan Luoyu couldn't stand Lin Fei's calm look. This treasure was useless in the hands of outsiders, but in the eyes of array masters, it was a holy object. I like this Milky Way pearl, so I'm going to take it. Chapter 2592. The Milky Way pearl is a treasure in the eyes of array masters. The crown prince actually brought it out. Qiao Qingshan was shocked. This treasure was of little value. It was useless to ordinary people, and only array masters could use it. The reason why the Expedition Empire had so many array masters was because they had been nurtured by the Milky Way pearl. Lin Fei is in trouble. Qiao Qingshan could not help but wonder if the Emperor Peak's array formation could withstand it. Another array formation has been broken. What a fast speed! In a short period of time, the arrays were broken one by one. Lin Fei slowly digested the results of the system's analysis. A technological product from another world. This was the result of the system's analysis. At the same time, it added a few words, defective. The Milky Way pearl was not complete. Little devil, what's so good about this thing? It's just a slightly special technological product. It's very different from your system. Lin Fei had always relied on the powerful existence of the system and had not paid much attention to other treasures. Treasures of heaven and earth were powerful, but technological products did not necessarily stand a chance. Therefore, Lin Fei was only slightly interested in a Milky Way pearl, but it was far from the level of importance. That's because Master doesn't understand. Although the Milky Way pearl is defective, it is a technological product from another space. It has a certain level of intelligence and contains a large amount of data. As long as I absorb it, my system can still evolve and reach a higher level. The little devil was very concerned. The system can still evolve. Lin Fei had always felt that the system had reached its limit. Since the last update, the system had not changed much, and Lin Fei naturally did not think in this direction. That's for sure. Remember when you first came to the Expedition Empire? Didn't I tell you that many of the Expedition Empire's products were technological products? They must have been obtained from another space. Now it seems that this Expedition Empire should know about the passage to another space. However, before that, you can collect the defective products of these technological products to evolve the system. Lin Fei listened very seriously. That's very important. Yes. Lin Fei said without hesitation. Then I'll snatch it. Fan Lui was still in a daze. The Milky Way pearl has been marked. It's useless even if you snatch it away. I really don't know what you're thinking. If you have the time, you might as well think of a way to stop the other party from entering. Fan Luoyu did not think that Lin Fei had that ability. Although the Milky Way pearl was of little value, and it would be a pity to abandon it, the royal family still cared a lot about it. The Milky Way pearl's value was limitless, and it could even be used to create brand new large-scale matrices. Little devil, I'll leave the array formation to you. Get that Grandmaster Mo out and make him leave behind that Milky Way pearl. Is there any problem? Lin Fei was too lazy to go out and directly gave Little Devil a task. It's just a bead. Even if it has an amplification effect, it's nothing much. I'll help you get it. The Little Devil didn't think much of it. Can my main body move? Lin Fei thought about it. Go ahead. It's in the array anyway, it's fine. The matter of the Avengers had been exposed. Having an ancient beast by his side was enough to make them fearful and not dare to act recklessly. His strength was a shortcoming. When there were many people, it was not suitable for him to make a move. With an ancient wind god beast by his side to protect him, it was completely different. Your Highness, the most powerful thing about the Emperor Peak are these 10 arrays. They seem to be flawless, and anyone who intrudes will definitely die. However, with the help of the Milky Way pearl, I'm 80% confident that I can break through these 10 arrays. I'm even 50% confident that I can control these 10 arrays. Grandmaster Mo was now full of confidence. It was also Grandmaster Mo's first time using the effect of the Milky Way pearl. The feeling of surpassing one's limits was too good. Everything was perfectly under his control. Fan Qingyuan heaved a sigh of relief. The array of the Emperor Peak is just SOSO. All along, Lin Fei's powerful ability to set up arrays was very frightening. With the help of the Milky Way pearl, he easily broke through. Although Lin Fei had a relaxed attitude, Fan Qingyuan was still very satisfied that he could come this far. Then I'll master these 10 arrays and make him lose his reliance. Compared to other things, Fan Qingyuan wanted to see what other trump cards Lin Fei had. In his opinion, the Avengers was his backer. However, distant water could not quench a present thirst. Even if Lin Fei had an early-stage 8th rank physical body, if he encountered a powerful opponent, as long as he besieged him with treasures and slowly refined him to death, it was only a matter of time. Apart from this, Fan Qingyuan couldn't think of any other way. Technological weapons? They had power, but the consumption was too high. It was only a one-time attack. Controlling the Milky Way pearl, Grandmaster Mo looked a lot more solemn. He led Fan Qingyuan through the array one after another. Feeling the dangerous aura brought by the big array, he had to admit that Lin Fei was really good at setting up arrays. Grandmaster Yun lost to Lin Fei. It's really not an injustice. Grandmaster Mo also memorized these arrays and couldn't help but sigh inwardly. When it was said that Grandmaster Yun Zhongtian lost to a young man, he didn't really believe it. A Grandmaster of Array needed a lot of accumulation, and it wasn't something that could be promoted in a short time. Today, after seeing the 10 big arrays, Grandmaster Mo was completely convinced. Lin Fei had this ability. If it wasn't for the Milky Way pearl's amplification ability, which allowed him to surpass his own limits, it would have been impossible for him to break the 10 big arrays, which were all interconnected. He was afraid that he would have been turned into ashes the moment he entered. Your Highness, follow closely. Grandmaster Mo collected his thoughts and carefully broke the array. Is he really not going to come out and stop us? Are you so confident in yourself? After passing through 9 big arrays, they were about to reach the core of the big array. Fan Qingyuan didn't know why, but he felt a tinge of bitterness. At this moment, Lin Fei still didn't come out. Could it be that he didn't care that the core of the true skill was controlled by someone else? Was he looking down on them? Even with the help of the Milky Way pearl, it still felt like he was bullying the weak. Lin Fei's method made Fan Qingyuan unhappy. He was waiting for Lin Fei to come out on his own. Without the 10 big arrays, your Emperor Peak would no longer be a place where outsiders couldn't enter. By then, there would be trouble waiting for you. Fan Qingyuan thought evilly. We're in. After a while, Fan Qingyuan and Grandmaster Mo came to the 10th big array. Indeed, they saw a stone stele that looked very simple and unadorned. Grandmaster Mo, you've done a great service. Grandmaster Mo heaved a sigh of relief. Without your Highness's treasure, I wouldn't have been able to enter. Therefore, let me help your Highness control this big array and the big array outside. Grandmaster Mo didn't dare to take the last core stone, steel, lightly. Swish. Chapter 2593. Not good. There's danger. Get out of the way. The sudden turn of events caught him off guard. Fan Qingyuan was the first to react. He took out an intermediate energy gun that he carried with him and pointed the muzzle outwards. He was shocked. I didn't see the person who did it. Could it be that Lin Fei did it himself? Master Mo was sent flying, but Fan Qingyuan didn't see anyone. This was beyond his ability. At least, it proved that the other party was good at speed and had reached an extreme realm that others couldn't reach. Master Mo, how are you? Fan Qingyuan was at most a layman when it came to mastering formations. Without Master Mo's help, he was really at a loss. Cough, 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 I can still hold on. Master Mo struggled to stand up. He looked at the 5 shocking claw marks on his chest. They were like blades that tore open the armor. He didn't dare to imagine who did it. "Your Highness, I'm fine." As soon as he finished speaking, a cold wind hit him. Master Mo was sent flying again, spitting out mouthfuls of blood. "Gate, follow me." "Who is it? Come out." Fan Qingyuan's heart tightened. He didn't know where the black muzzle was aimed at. This time was the same as last time. He couldn't see the other party's shadow. What the hell? It was understandable that he couldn't see it the first time, but it was different the second time. It wasn't an illusion. "You came to the wrong place." A shadow appeared on top of the stone tablet without any warning. It was a small bird that stood on top of the stone tablet. That was just an appetizer. "I found you." Fan Qingyuan immediately fired at the location, shooting out more than a dozen light beams at once. Beams of energy beams shot out without any regard for their lives. "First Prince, your attack method isn't good enough." The little devil smiled proudly, still standing on the stone tablet. More than a dozen light beams couldn't hurt the other party at all. No, it's not that my marksmanship isn't good, and it's not that I didn't lock on to the other party. It's that the other party's speed is too fast." He easily dodged and returned to his original position. Even my vision couldn't keep up. When Fan Qingyuan saw more than a dozen light beams pass through the bird's body, but it was completely fine, he immediately realized that something was wrong. "Your Highness, be careful. It's an ancient beast, and it's a very rare ancient wind divine beast that specializes in speed." Master Mo used all his strength to warn Crown Prince Fan Qingyuan. His eyes looked as if he had seen a ghost. "Ancient wind divine beast?" Fan Qingyuan's heart skipped a beat. The records of the wind god ancient beast immediately appeared in his mind. How could it be this thing? It doesn't make sense. "I am the great wind god, Lord Ancient Beast. You have trespassed into Lord Wind God's territory. Who gave you the right to do so? With that broken weapon in your hand?" "Broken weapon?" Fan Qingyuan was about to curse. A priceless item became worthless in your mouth. "Can't you at least have some foresight?" "Not good, it's coming." Just as this thought popped up in Fan Qingyuan's mind, two huge forces smashed into his body. It was as though a mountain was pressing down on him. Before he could resist, he was sent flying. The blood in his body churned as though the pressure was about to break out of his body. Is this the strength of the wind god ancient beast? Fan Qingyuan fell to the ground, and the intermediate energy spear fell to the side. Lin Fei, where did he find this thing? It's an ancient beast, and it's a wind attribute one. This emperor can't even capture the traces of the opponent's movement. This is too frustrating. We're not on the same level at all. It was still on the stone tablet. The little devil was immensely proud. You guys are too weak and can't even withstand a single blow. You guys still have the nerve to control the stone tablet. If Master is not in a good mood, I will tear you guys into pieces. Master? Both Master Mo and Fan Qingyuan couldn't help but feel a trace of bitterness. This Lin Fei's background was too big. They were almost killed by an ancient beast. This was something they didn't dare to think about. It was rare to see an ancient beast, but they actually met one here. Before the other party even used his strength, they had already lost. It was a crushing defeat. You guys can scram. The little devil flapped his wings. Oh, right, before you leave behind the Milky Way pearl. You guys know. Fan Qingyuan's first reaction was, no way, this is a royal treasure. Pum! Fan Qingyuan was sent flying again and landed heavily on the ground. His battle armor had several scratch marks on it. You can choose not to give it to me. The little devil laughed evilly. I just don't know how many times you can withstand the great wind god's attack. The little devil came again and attacked with countless shadows. Fan Qingyuan's awareness was still a step slower. A large number of shadows kept landing on his body. His body couldn't help but tremble. Looking at the overwhelming number of scratch marks, it made one's scalp go numb. Without the protection of your battle armor, how many times can your body withstand? The little devil's eyes flashed dangerously as it moved up and down Fan Qingyuan's body. In front of the little devil with absolute speed, Fan Qingyuan didn't have any trump cards to use. In his heart, he was still reluctant to hand over the Milky Way pearl. This emperor wants to see Lin Fei. Ask him to come out. Fan Qingyuan was really angry. You are openly snatching the treasure of the royal family. That is disgraceful. The little devil sneered, save it. The great wind god has taken a fancy to the Milky Way pearl. It likes shiny things the most. Even if Lin Fei were to come, he can't do anything to the great wind god ancient beast. Let me remind you in a low voice, that was just a small appetizer. The good stuff is still waiting for you. Lin Fei, how's my big brother? Lin Fei paid attention to the situation within the array and saw the little devil who was gloating. He couldn't help but praise the clever little devil. This excuse was too good. He's fine. He's doing well, Lin Fei said seriously. Naturally, he wouldn't say that his big brother was tortured by the little devil. Really? Fan Luoyu had her suspicions instinctively. Your big brother is the eldest prince and the future emperor. He is also my brother-in-law. Do you think I would dare to mess around? Fan Luoyu rebuked Lin Fei. Don't spout nonsense. Who's your brother-in-law? Senior, you are living on my emperor peak now. It's only a matter of time before your big brother becomes my brother-in-law. Lin Fei was still as serious as ever. Your big brother will probably be out in a while. Why don't we take this opportunity to sit down and have some tea? No, I'm going to meditate and cultivate. Fan Luoyu had escaped from Lin Fei. If they continued to talk about it, who knew how long it would take? Sigh, I'm still too thin-skinned. Chapter 2594. Lin Fei, you must be the one who wants the Milky Way pearl. Do you have to use such a reason? At the foot of the Emperor's Peak, Fan Qingyuan, who was in a sorry state and had a swollen face, painfully threw away the priceless battle armor and shouted angrily at Lin Fei. After being abused countless times, Lin Fan had already lost count of the number of times. Fan Qingyuan handed over the Milky Way pearl helplessly. Such torture was not something a human could endure. It was so torturous that it almost made one collapse. There was no trace of movement, and it could defeat you easily. Even the crown prince, Fan Qingyuan, could not endure such torture. Once he came out, Fan Qingyuan wanted to see Lin Fei. Hence the scene before him. Lin Fei spread his hands. You really can't blame me for this. It was Wind God's own doing. Don't be fooled by him calling me master. In fact, Wind God did not listen to me at all. I can't do anything about it. Fan Qingyuan felt very bitter. His Milky Way pearl had actually been snatched away by an ancient beast. Lin Fei's words made him doubt whether it was, as he had said. It was an ancient beast, and it was a very rare wind-type ancient beast. In the ancient wasteland domain, there was a saying, dire beasts were as common as the clouds, but ancient beasts were hard to find. There were too few ancient beasts. It was even more difficult to evolve from dire beasts. There might not even be one ancient beast in tens of thousands of years. But this Milky Way pearl belongs to the royal family. Fan Qingyuan knew that he could not bring Sister Jiao away today. The most important thing was to retrieve the Milky Way pearl. Who knew what that ancient beast would do to it? You will bring big trouble. Lin Fei would not hand over anything that could be of help to the system. I can only apologize. This is the Wind God Ancient Beast's personal behavior. I can only try my best to talk to that fellow. Lin Fei said seriously. Fan Qingyuan nodded helplessly. He could not get angry. He did not have the courage to look for the Wind God Ancient Beast again. I hope you can do it as soon as possible. If the elders of the royal family find out, I won't be able to suppress their anger. In a secret room on the Emperor's Peak. Master, not bad, right? The little devil played with the Milky Way pearl in her hand, tossing it up and down, before throwing it to Lin Fei. This is the technological product of an alternate universe. Lin Fei couldn't see anything special about it. It was too ordinary, except for the color on the surface, which looked very comfortable. On the surface, it indeed looks very ordinary. If Master were to activate it with his divine sense, he would immediately experience a brand new feeling that he had never experienced before. Lin Fei was really interested in the Milky Way pearl. One had to know that Grandmaster Mo used the Milky Way pearl to forcefully break into the array. Even though Lin Fei didn't stop him, it wasn't hard to see that the Milky Way pearl was very useful. I'll give it a try. Lin Fei wasn't in a hurry to use the Galaxy Pearl. Grabbing the Milky Way pearl, Lin Fei controlled his divine sense and entered the Milky Way pearl. He successfully activated the Milky Way pearl. The Milky Way pearl released a silvery white light that illuminated the entire secret room. Yes, just like that. After activating the Milky Way pearl with his divine sense, Lin Fei only felt that he had entered a vast place. A large number of strange words flashed in front of his eyes. This feeling is as if it's transcendental. Lin Fei couldn't help but exclaim. Many things became very easy at this moment. It was as if he had learned everything by himself. How is it? Does it feel very comfortable? This is because with the help of the Milky Way pearl, you have obtained an additional computer brain with terrifying computing power. The reason why Grandmaster Mo could enter in one step was because he had the assistance of this computer. The little devil began to explain the principles behind it. Lin Fei understood everything with a single point. The technology of this alternate universe is really very terrifying. No wonder the Crown Prince cares so much about the Milky Way pearl. Although it has no use in battle, the effect is very obvious if it can be used against the mages. Lin Fei analyzed. The Milky Way pearl is a defective product. It's not complete. It's still useful to use it to evolve the system. There's a part of micro-intelligence inside. Then use it for evolution. Even if the royal elders know about it, there's nothing to care about. Lin Fei cut off the connection. The Milky Way pearl returned to normal, and he threw it to the little devil. Evolution will not affect the system. Master, you can rest assured. The little devil opened its mouth and swallowed the Milky Way pearl. Ding! Absorbed a Milky Way pearl, alternate universe product. Obtained a part of evolution. Evolution activated. 130. He saw an additional prompt on the system page. Lin Fei immediately noticed the 130 mark. Absorbing a Milky Way pearl is 1. Does that mean I have to absorb 30 alternate universe products? Lin Fei suddenly had a bad feeling. Congratulations, Master. If the system wants to evolve, it needs 30 similar things. Wrong, now it's 29. Lin Fei smiled bitterly. I knew it would be like this. It's really unreliable. Nothing good ever happens to the system. Sure enough, he guessed it right. 1 Milky Way pearl is already hard to come by. I'm afraid it won't be easy to find another 29 similar items from the alternate universe. For example, this Milky Way pearl directly offended the royal family of the Empire. Are we going to offend them all? Lin Fei's scalp went numb just thinking about it. This was not an easy task. The little devil didn't think this was a problem. Master, you're underestimating your own capabilities. With the current you, with the help of the system, even a 9th job advancement master wouldn't be able to gain any advantage against you. Only the Yuanzheng Great Emperor, the Demon God Great Emperor, and the hidden experts of the 8 ancient clans would be able to fight against you. Although that would consume a lot of energy, as long as Master monopolizes the technological weapons and resources of the outside world, your strength will continue to increase. It's not difficult to obtain 29 items from the alternate dimension. If the Yuanjing Empire has them, the other empires might have them too. The little devil continued to analyze. Master, you have to know that after the evolution of the system, The benefits are unimaginable. It's not something the system update can compare to. Can you tell me in advance? I don't know. It's sealed. Only after the evolution will I know. The little devil said helplessly. Lin Fei was shocked. There are still seals in the system. Haven't they all been opened? I'm not too sure. I only know that there is a seal. I just found out about the seal. The Milky Way pearl is the medium. It triggered the evolution reminder. Lin Fei rolled his eyes. Chapter 2595. With the Milky Way pearl as a factor, Lin Fei's plan to open a revenge chamber of commerce in the capital institute became even more urgent. Monopoly. He had to monopolize all technology. The ancient wasteland world might take some time. It wouldn't take that long outside. Opening one in each of the two empires would be enough to monopolize everything outside. Did the first prince fail as well? Capital Imperial Palace. Xiao Ran listened to his subordinate's report and shook his head. They failed. They seemed to have been taught a lesson. They didn't mention anything about entering Emperor Peak. Something must have happened. Our men probed and found out that they were terrified of what was inside. Xiao Ran didn't like the first prince very much. He had a flaw in his personality. He could defend what he had, but he couldn't expand. I don't think Fan Qingyuan has the ability to bring people back either. Xiao Ran smiled. We still need the group of royal elders. Yuan Kuan from Tianji Hall should be here soon. We can make use of Fan Qinglong too. Are you sure you want to set up a second revenge chamber of commerce? Xiao Qingshan finally smiled. He had been waiting for this for a long time. Setting up a second revenge chamber of commerce would be very beneficial to the Capital Institute. Not only would it increase the influence of the Institute, but it would also increase the overall strength of the Institute. Yes, the higher-ups have given their orders. I will be in charge of it. Lin Fei was here to pass on the message. Good. Xiao Qingshan could imagine that once this news got out, it would attract the attention of countless people. Then I'll have to trouble you to open up an area. It's best if it's outside of the Institute, so that it won't affect the Institute. Xiao Qingshan waved his hand. This matter is simple. Little Lin, regarding this area, why don't you choose it yourself? If you like it, I'll arrange it for you. That's fine too. In order to prevent any undue delay, Xiao Qingshan, the new president, personally accompanied Lin Fei to choose a place, to be in charge of the construction of Vengeance's Chamber of Commerce. Xiao Qingshan had once again raised Lin Fei's status by quite a bit. Lin Fei definitely had a high position there, and he might even have the support of a high-level elder. With Xiao Qingshan's personal accompaniment, the following matters were simple. In less than half a day, they had chosen a relatively quiet place. Thus, the position of the Vengeance Chamber of Commerce was set. Xiao Qingshan waved his hand again, and immediately, someone started to clean up the area. If it wasn't for Lin Fei saying that there was no need to build a palace, the headmaster would have taken the initiative to build one. Dean, something terrible has happened. Just as Xiao Qingshan was about to have a drink with Lin Fei and test other aspects, his assistant hurried over and broke the harmonious atmosphere. This is Imperial College. What could possibly happen? Xiao Qingshan looked displeased. Seeing this, the assistant knew that something bad was about to happen. He could only bite the bullet and say, Dean, something terrible has indeed happened. Those people from Tianji Hall have returned. I heard that many of them died and are causing trouble outside. They want the college to give them an explanation. Moreover, a very famous person from Tianji Hall has come. I think his name is Yuan Kuan. Yuan Kuan? Xiao Qingshan glanced at Lin Fei and waved his hand to dismiss the assistant. Dean, I can resolve this matter. Lin Fei didn't care about the trouble at Tianji Hall, but he knew about Yuan Kuan. Back then, this fellow wasn't around, or else he would have destroyed him as well. Xiao Qingshan slammed the table. No, this is the college's matter. Those people from Tianji Hall are too much. They are not as skilled as us, but they still dare to find someone else. Even if Yuan Kun is here, it'll be useless. At this moment, Qiao Qingshan was really angry. Things were different now. In Qiao Qingshan's eyes, Tianji Hall was like a sunset. In contrast, the Avengers were like the rising sun. With this comparison, he naturally knew how to choose. At the same time, the people from Tianji Hall and Imperial College were usually very arrogant. Coupled with the fact that they had banded together, the major forces didn't dare to offend them. As a result, complaints were heard all the way to Qiao Qingshan. You'd better ask that Lin Fei to come out. Ji Xinglin's face was pale, and he looked a little tired. However, he couldn't hide the murderous intent on his face. He berated the teachers mercilessly. After suffering at Emperor's Peak, Ji Xinglin was afraid of Emperor's Peak. He didn't want to experience that kind of pain again. He didn't want to experience that kind of pain even once in his life. A powerful cultivator being chased by a large group of special beasts was extremely embarrassing. If it wasn't for his good luck, he might have died in this uninhabited starfield. All of this was caused by Lin Fei. Ji Xinglin had to vent his anger no matter what. He had to exact his revenge. Most importantly, he had the support of Lord Yuan Kun this time. He was the previous governor of Tianji City and had great power. With his support, there was nothing to worry about. After Ji Xinglin returned, he immediately brought the people from Tianji Hall to cause trouble. They didn't dare to do anything, but they could get the college to do it. They were confident that they could force them to hand over Lin Fei, because they were Tianji Hall. Capital College had to give face to Tianji Hall. Ji Xinglin was very confident that he would cause trouble. In less than a moment, there was a crowd outside. Ji Xinglin, hurry up and leave with your men. The college will handle this. A middle-aged teacher advised. He didn't dare to be too strict. No, we must get Lin Fei here today. We can't die in vain. Ji Xinglin said sadly. They all died because of Lin Fei's shameless means. We won't leave until we get our revenge. Yuan Kun, who was standing behind, smiled. As long as you expel Lin Fei or hand him over, you won't have to worry about not being able to dig out the secret of the Avengers. When the time comes, you can catch them all in one go. Yuan Kun, the person in charge of Tianji City, was in a very awkward situation recently. There was no news from Tianji Hall, and he was wandering outside as if he had lost his power. This incident gave him a chance to force Capital College to release Lin Fei. No matter what, their chances of success were very high. If they knew that Lin Fei represented the Avengers and had formed a new partnership with the new and old chiefs of Capital College, the situation would be different. Their confidence would be reduced by half. Ji Xinglin's aggressiveness made it difficult for the middle-aged teacher to deal with him. On one side was Lin Fei, whom the college chief thought highly of. On the other side was Ji Xinglin from Tianji Hall. They couldn't afford to offend either side. Offending either of them would spell trouble in the future. College chief, hurry up and come. If it was an ordinary person, the middle-aged teacher would have reprimanded him and arranged for someone to take him away. Chapter 2596. Under the leadership of Ji Xinglin, the members of Tianji Hall caused a ruckus, and the teachers of the academy could not take it anymore. Xinglin is not bad. He knows how to handle matters. Yuan Kun stood with his hands behind his back and watched quietly, as more and more people gathered around him. A smile flashed across his face. The bigger the commotion today, the harder it would be for the academy to handle it. After suffering such a huge loss previously, Yuan Kun's authority was greatly reduced. His hatred for the Avengers was as vast as the ocean, and Lin Fei had no one to blame but himself for appearing at this time. Go on, the bigger the commotion, the more they'll have to hand over Lin Fei. The commotion grew louder and louder. Many teachers of the academy came to maintain order. trying to get Ji Xinglin and the others to disperse. Unfortunately, it was useless. They were all determined to get an explanation from the higher-ups of the academy. Hand over Lin Fei. We want an explanation from the academy. We can't let the people of Tianji Hall die in vain. The members of Tianji Hall continued to make a ruckus. They kept attacking the teachers in front of them. Ji Xinglin said very seriously, "Teacher, we just want an explanation. We didn't do anything, but we have to pay such a huge price. We can't accept this. As long as the academy doesn't deal with this, we will continue to make a ruckus." Many of the teachers were angry, but they could only suppress it in their hearts. The members of Tianji Hall were not to be offended, so they had to restrain themselves in their actions. "Student G, the academy will definitely deal with this matter. Can you get them to disperse first?" Ji Xinglin was very resolute. "No, we won't leave until Lin Fei comes out. Otherwise, we'll let the president handle this." Now, the entire academy knew that Ji Xinglin of Tianji Hall was making a ruckus. Everyone was rather fearful of Lin Fei. Usually, they wouldn't go near Emperor Peak. Who knew if there was an array formation nearby? If they were exiled, they would really be in trouble. This matter is really going to blow up. I wonder how the academy will handle this. Will they side with one side? I said that Lin Fei is out of luck. Why didn't he think about who his opponent is this time? Didn't they say that the Crown Prince and the others were here? Maybe Lin Fei is really a member of the Avengers. There were sounds of discussion everywhere in the academy. Everyone had a clear understanding of the gossip surrounding the rookie king, Lin Fei. Ji Xinglin was still making a fuss. "Hand over Lin Fei, we want justice." His voice soared into the sky and lingered for a long time. Enough! There was a loud rumble like muffled thunder. Everyone who was making a ruckus felt as if there was an earthquake. Their bodies trembled slightly, and it took them a great deal of effort to stabilize themselves. "The dean is here," someone shouted, and the crowd quietened down. They could argue with the teachers, but they didn't have the courage to argue with the dean. After all, many of them were here to watch the show. Qiao Qingshan's complexion was extremely ugly. After the roar, the crowd quietened down. The dean stood before everyone with a dark expression. "Ji Xinglin, are you trying to cause trouble?" Qiao Qingshan looked at Ji Xinglin. "Who gave you the guts to do so? Tell me." Ji Xinglin's gaze fell on Lin Fei. Even though he had to face the furious gaze of the dean, he felt more confident now that he had Lord Yuan behind him. He pointed at Lin Fei and said, "Dean, we aren't the ones causing trouble. Lin Fei is the one causing trouble, and he has violated the 10 commandments of the academy. I just want the dean to give us an explanation. Isn't that right, everyone? We want an explanation. Dean, we want an explanation." Ji Xinglin raised his hand, and the voices behind him became one. "Lin Fei, do you dare to say that you didn't violate the 10 commandments of the academy?" Ji Xinglin stared at Lin Fei. His gaze was filled with hatred, like a poisonous snake, causing one's hair to stand on end. Lin Fei stood not far from Qiao Qingshan. When he heard Ji Xinglin's words, he couldn't help but laugh. "Student Ji, you're not bad. You actually know to look for the commandments of the academy this time. You've learned quite a bit. You should be praised. You've worked hard." When Ji Xinglin heard this, he almost fell to the ground. He reacted quickly and said, "Dean, listen. Lin Fei has admitted it." At first, Qiao Qingshan had a good impression of Ji Xinglin. He would be a rare talent in the future, but this incident was very bad. They had finally formed an alliance with the Avengers behind Lin Fei, but Ji Xinglin came out to cause trouble. Wasn't this just destroying things? Naturally, Qiao Qingshan was very unhappy. "Enough. That day, you challenged Lin Fei to learn from each other. Your skills were inferior, and you still have the nerve to cause trouble. Do you really think that the academy is run by your family?" Qiao Qingshan snorted coldly. Where's the Academy's enforcement team? Hurry up and take Ji Xinglin away to reflect on his mistakes. Actually, the Academy's enforcement team was already there, but they didn't dare to move. Arrest him. The captain of the enforcement team was immediately energized. With the dean's order, they could arrest whoever they wanted. Ji Shanglin was stunned. The dean is actually protecting Lin Fei? Why? All of you get lost. Ji Shanglin was furious. Who allowed you to come up here? We are from Tianji Hall. If you don't want to die, then get lost. The people from the law enforcement team were really frightened. Tianji Hall's reputation was too resounding. The people behind Ji Shenlin were also glaring angrily, emitting a dangerous aura. Dean Xiao, what you are doing is wrong. Yuan Kuan came up under the escort of the people from Tianji Hall and faced Xiao Qingshan. At the same time, his gaze also landed on Lin Fei. It was this person who caused Ji Shenlin to suffer such a huge loss. Xiao Qingshan recognized Yuan Kuan. Before this, Yuan Kuan was the city lord of Tianji City. He had limitless prestige. No matter where he went, he was a distinguished guest. Even Xiao Qingshan had to be polite to him. So it's Brother Yuan. Long time no see. Xiao Qingshan was still polite. The last time we met was at the auction. It seems to have been more than 10 years. Yuan Kuan smiled. I just didn't expect to meet under such circumstances. I feel that the way Dean Xiao handled the matter just now was not very appropriate. Everyone could tell that Yuan Kuan was standing up for Ji Shenglin. Is that so? Why is it not appropriate? Xiao Qingshan said calmly. Yuan Kuan smiled. As a bystander, it is theoretically possible for Dean Xiao to punish Ji Shenglin the moment he arrived. However, Lin Fei broke the 10 commandments. I heard that the school has always placed the commandments above all else. Lin Fei broke the commandments. Although he didn't do it, he indirectly caused the deaths of some people. Dean Xiao, this is fair. This will make others learn from him. Many people nodded when they heard that. Yuan Kuan's words hit the nail on the head. He was speaking from the perspective of a bystander. Chapter 2597. This was a vicious move. If Xiao Qingshan didn't handle this fairly, many people would be unhappy, and it would cause a heated debate. This might not be a good thing for Capital College. This Yuan Kuan is really something. He even knows how to force an abdication. Unfortunately, he's using it in the wrong place this time. Xiao Qingshan had indeed intended to stand on Lin Fei's side. He had wanted the law enforcement team to take down Ji Shenglin right from the start. He didn't expect Yuan Kuan to be so shameless as to force an abdication. This was indeed an attempt to force an abdication. He wanted to force Xiao Qingshan to deal with Lin Fei. That way it would be fair. Xiao Qingshan's dislike of Yuan Kuan grew. This was Capital College, not Tianji Hall of the ancient wasteland world. This was not the place for Yuan Kuan to act presumptuously. Whether Lin Fei broke the rules or not, we will deal with it ourselves. On the other hand, this Ji Shenglin has gathered a crowd to cause trouble. This is a very vile act. The college must deal with him. Xiao Qingshan was very determined. Also, this is Capital College, not your Tianji Hall. Men, take down Ji Shenglin. Yuan Kuan's expression darkened. This was not giving the Heavenly Secrets Hall any face. College Chief Qiao, you're being stubborn. Yuan Kuan said coldly. If the higher-ups hear about this, they will be very unhappy. I will even complain to the old college chief. Yuan Kuan knew that the old college chief held the highest authority in Capital College. Although he was not in charge, he would still pay attention to important matters. Xiao Qingshan sneered to himself. Trying to use the old college chief to pressure me? You don't know how much the old college chief likes Lin Fei. He won't allow you to act presumptuously here. Haha, that's up to you. Xiao Qingshan gestured for the law enforcement team to take action. A few brawny members of the law enforcement team charged forward. They took out the capital college's long chains and charged at Ji Shenglin. Qiao Qingshan, how dare you arrest him? Yuan Kuan didn't think that Qiao Qingshan would dare to arrest someone in public. It doesn't matter who you are, Qiao Qingshan said in a low voice, and you can leave now. Imperial College doesn't welcome you. A thick aura locked onto Yuan Kuan, and it pressed down upon him to the point he was unable to move. Do you dare to let me out? Yuan Kuan's expression darkened. This meant that Imperial College did not welcome him anymore. Are you planning to go against Tianji Hall? Yuan Kuan could only use the name of Tianji Hall. Qiao Qingshan would not be fooled. This is Imperial College, a place where people learn. It's not a place where you can act presumptuously. As for making an enemy of Tianji Hall, that's just your idea. Imperial College doesn't like you stirring up trouble here. Do you understand? This time, Qiao Qingshan didn't give him any face. Master Yuan, help. The situation on Ji Xinglin's side had changed drastically. The law enforcement team used their treasures to suppress Ji Shenglin. Unable to control his strength at all, he panicked and sought help from Yuan Kuan. Yuan Kuan was locked down by the aura and didn't dare to act recklessly. Tianji Hall could be arrogant, but he was not the governor of Tianji City, and his power was greatly affected. Moreover, Imperial College was a powerful organization. If he didn't give them face, Yuan Kuan really didn't dare to make a move. Take him away. Without Yuan Kuan's help, Ji Shenglin was unlucky. He was suppressed in a few moves. His body was shackled, and he looked extremely pathetic. Qiao Qingshan, just you wait and see. Yuan Kuan had no choice but to leave. His mind was filled with questions. Why did the chief of Imperial College suddenly change his attitude and not give him any face? I'll definitely report this to the higher-ups. I'll exaggerate and let all the higher-ups of Tianji Hall know about Imperial College. Yuan Kuan really couldn't take this lying down. As soon as he left, Qiao Qingshan smiled at Lin Fei. Tianji Hall has always been arrogant and domineering. Do they really think they're different anywhere? Look at where they are. Good move, Chief Qiao. Without Ji Shenglin to lead, those people don't know what to do. With this suppression, Tianji Hall will have a tough time. Lin Fei applauded. Even if this didn't happen today, it would have happened sooner or later. I'm just taking care of it now. Qiao Qingshan said with a smile. Right, Yuan Kuan, you have to be careful. It's very obvious that they're here for you today. Lin Fei nodded. Actually, I was going to look for him, even if he didn't come looking for me. Since he's here, there's no need for him to go back. Qiao Qingshan understood what he was implying. You're going to deal with Yuan Kuan? Tianji City has already fallen. As the governor, don't you think it's meaningless to continue living? Lin Fei said calmly. Qiao Qingshan could hear the murderous intent in his words, but he didn't make a fuss. Tianji Hall and the Avengers were going to end sooner or later. Either Tianji Hall fell, or the Avengers would fall. There would be no third outcome. Ha ha ha, Qiao Qingshan, I'm back. As soon as Qiao Qingshan finished speaking, he was drowned out by laughter in the distance. Yuan Kuan, who had left, had actually returned. The most surprising thing was that a group of people had appeared behind him. The fifth prince, Fan Qinglong. Yuan Kuan was back. He didn't walk at the front, but walked side by side with another person, and they were whispering something. Lin Fei narrowed his eyes and met the resentful gaze of that person. Lin Fei, you've committed a crime. Fan Qinglong walked over with a group of people. Behind him was a murderous destruction army. Although there weren't many people, only 50 of them, no one could underestimate the power of these 50 people. This was the elite force of the destruction army. Qiao Qingshan naturally knew why the fifth prince was so angry. Fifth prince, did you make a mistake? Qiao Qingshan asked. Fan Qinglong looked at Lin Fei with hatred. Principal Qiao, this is an arrest warrant issued by the royal family, and it lists Lin Fei's crimes. I'm not the kind of person who would use my power to take revenge. However, this time, Lin Fei has committed a serious crime, and it has alarmed the royal family's elders. You can take a look at it first." Yuan Kun gloated. "Lin Fei, you're finished this time. I don't think the Academy will dare to protect you this time." Previously, the Academy had been biased, which had angered Yuan Kun, but he couldn't do anything. If they were in the ancient wasteland world, he would have already dealt with Qiao Qingshan. Now that the fifth prince, the war god of the army, Fan Qinglong, had made a move, things were different. As the new principal of the Academy, Qiao Qingshan was naturally aware of the close relationship between the Academy and the royal family. After all, the Academy had been connected to the great in his previous life. What has this kid done this time? An arrest warrant has been issued, and it's issued by the royal family's elders. Qiao Qingshan realized that the problem was huge. Chapter 2598. Things seem to be getting out of hand. Something big is going to happen. The imperial family elders actually signed an arrest warrant. When did Lin Fei offend the imperial family? And why is the fifth prince, the god of war, dealing with him? Lin Fei is doomed. Many people's expressions changed. The imperial family elders had always existed in everyone's memories. They had not made any moves for a long time, almost as if they did not exist. Once they made a move, it would be a big deal. They represented the power of the entire empire. "Director Qiao, this is not a joke or a misunderstanding. Lin Fei did something he should not have done. I am just following the rules. I hope Director Qiao will not stop me." Fan Qinglong took out an arrest warrant with the signatures of the imperial family's elders. Each of the signatures was an influential figure in the empire back in the day and had great influence. Qiao Qingshan's heart skipped a beat. Something has really happened. Qiao Qingshan could sense the vicissitudes of life in the signatures of the imperial family elders. They were genuine and definitely not forged. Moreover, Fan Qinglong did not dare to forge them. The consequences were too great for him to bear. Qiao Qingshan's worry gave him a headache. If it was something like Yuan Kun, Qiao Qingshan could deal with it. After all, he did not have a good impression of the Tianji Hall. It would be good if he could suppress them. But this matter was completely different. He could not suppress it. Even though the Capital Institute had separated itself from the rest of the empire, it was still under the management of the royal family. However, the right to manage it was not in the hands of the princes, but the elders of the royal family. However, they rarely interfered in the management, so much so that it was almost forgotten. Qiao Qingshan was powerless. "Director Qiao, are you thinking of how to protect Lin Fei?" Yuan Kun said sarcastically. "This kind of person has bad intentions and will cause big trouble sooner or later. See, it has come true now. If this was so good, Yuan Kun would definitely stand up and mock him." Although Lin Fei could not fall into the hands of the Tianji Hall for the time being, Yuan Kun had already thought of a way. For example, he could cooperate with the empire. As long as the empire paid the price, the empire would be willing to give up a single person. Fan Qinglong didn't stop Yuan Kun from saying anything. "Dean Qiao, you can move aside now." Fan Qinglong retracted the arrest warrant and shot a sharp gaze at Lin Fei. The 50 people behind him surrounded Lin Fei. Qiao Qingshan looked helpless and hesitant. In the end, he had no choice but to stand aside. As a member of the empire, Qiao Qingshan found it difficult to disobey the orders of his superiors. Moreover, these were the orders of the Imperial Elder Council. "Little Lin, I can't do anything about this," Qiao Qingshan said apologetically. Lin Fei still had a relaxed expression on his face as he smiled and said, "Dean Qiao, you can't be blamed for this. You don't have to blame yourself. I just didn't expect that the royal family would be so stingy. It's really disappointing." "Stingy?" Fan Qinglong was so angry that he almost vomited blood. "Is the Milky Way pearl an ordinary treasure? It's a sacred object in the eyes of array masters. How can it be an ordinary treasure in your eyes?" Lin Fei, I know that you have a lot of trump cards and can fight. However, I still want to give you a piece of advice. Don't underestimate these 50 people. They have a name called Heavenly Guards. There are a total of 4 such Heavenly Guards in the imperial family. They are respectively Heaven, Earth, Black, and Yellow. What you are seeing now is a yellow Heavenly Guard. Even if they are the lowest ranked, they are still not something you can fight against. Seal. As soon as he finished speaking, the 50 people shouted and took out something that looked like a token. It emitted a burst of holy light. In an instant, the world changed. Dark clouds rolled and covered the sky. Heavenly Guards, yellow Heavenly Guards. Qiao Qingshan sucked in a breath of cold air. Others might not know, but as the dean, Qiao Qingshan knew a lot of secrets. Among them were secrets related to the Heavenly Guards. The Heavenly Guards were the trump cards that the imperial family had secretly created. No one knew the exact strength of the Heavenly Guards. Once they appeared, it represented endless killing and suppression. Many forces disappeared in front of the Heavenly Guards and turned into the dust of history. Qiao Qingshan had not heard of the Heavenly Guards for a long time. He did not expect to see a Heavenly Guard in his life, even if it was the lowest yellow Heavenly Guard. As soon as the yellow level Heavenly Guard made a move, Qiao Qingshan felt a huge pressure. He was tongue-tied. This is a gravitational field, and on top of that, there's a vacuum seal. This is really troublesome. The gravitational field was a powerful ability mastered by the imperial family. Any expert would lose 70 to 80% of their strength under the gravitational field. The vacuum seal would strip away what was left of their strength, leaving them with 10% of their strength. That was why Qiao Qingshan said that. It was indeed troublesome. Even Qiao Qingshan did not have the confidence to break the gravitational field, especially this vacuum seal. It absorbed all the spiritual energy of heaven and earth in an instant. It was even more difficult to break the vacuum seal. He came prepared. As soon as the yellow Heavenly Guard took action and created the vacuum seal and the gravitational field, the surrounding people gasped. The scene was too grand. Everyone believed that Lin Fei could withstand the yellow Heavenly Guard's attack. Fan Qinglong had indeed come prepared. He was going to knock Lin Fei to the ground. Lin Fei, are you satisfied with this gift? Fan Qinglong smiled. I know that you can set up all kinds of powerful arrays, so I used the vacuum seal. In here, you can forget about setting up any arrays. Once the array runes appear, they will be crushed to pieces by the terrifying gravity. I also know that you have a strong physical body. You are at the early 8th stage, right? I just don't know if you can withstand the crushing force of the gravitational field. Such a method was indeed terrifying. Everyone had a headache just thinking about it. This was not something they could withstand. They would probably be defeated in one move. Feeling the gravitational field on his body, Lin Fei smiled. This gift is really good. Using the trump card of the imperial family to deal with a small character like me. Just thinking about it makes me feel honored. Fan Qinglong had always disliked Lin Fei's calm expression. He had a vague feeling that he was not in control. This made him, who had always been in control, very uncomfortable. This time he had to suppress him and make him suffer a crushing defeat without any chance of turning the tables. Chapter 2599. Fan Qinglong wanted to see Lin Fei fall into endless despair. In his opinion, the reason why Lin Fei could act so confidently was because he had the backing of the Avengers and some connections in the imperial capital. Among them were the eldest prince, the 9th princess, and Qiao Qingshan. If these people could not do anything, it was equivalent to cutting off all of Lin Fei's thoughts. The 2 ultimate moves, the gravitational field and the vacuum seal, could make Lin Fei slowly feel the aura of despair until he collapsed. Fan Qinglong was confident that he could deal with the series of troubles after Lin Fei was captured. No matter how strong the Avengers were, they would not dare to behave atrociously in the imperial capital. Apart from this, Lin Fei was just an insignificant figure. even though he had a backer, it might not be very powerful. When the time came, the royal family could easily suppress this matter by paying a small price. No one was willing to start a war over an insignificant figure. This was also where Fan Qinglong's confidence came from. The group of royal elders had left this matter for him to handle, which was a great help. Big brother, although you have made a great contribution to the empire and obtained control of a new army, you shouldn't have been so close to Lin Fei. Now that you've lost the Milky Way pearl, you've lost a lot of points with the elders of the imperial family. I can only say that you asked for it, ha ha ha. Fan Qinglong was very proud. He already disliked Lin Fei in the first place. Today he could finally take revenge on Lin Fei for everything that had happened in the past. In Fan Qinglong's position, he could not tolerate anyone putting on airs in front of him. From the moment Lin Fei appeared, he had always been a thorn in Fan Qinglong's eyes. He had to get rid of him quickly. Fan Qinglong, it must have been hard on you. In order to deal with me, you must have spent a lot of effort. I should really applaud you. Lin Fei applauded lightly. Otherwise, it would be a pity for your kind intentions. Qiao Qingshan was puzzled. In this kind of situation, you brat can still talk and joke so calmly? The group of elders of the royal family. What kind of joke was that? Qiao Qingshan did not have the courage to face the yellow-grayed heavenly guards. This was the true trump card of the imperial capital. Fan Qinglong raised his eyebrows. Very good. You still dare to talk big in the face of death. Looks like I have to teach you a lesson and let you know the terror of the yellow-grayed heavenly guards. Lin Fei did not expect that the Milky Way pearl would provoke the imperial elders to send the yellow-grayed heavenly guards to capture him. The Milky Way pearl had been eaten by the system and could not be taken out. The final result would be a battle. It was within Lin Fei's expectations that the royal family's elders would take action at this time. If the group of elders of the royal family did not put on airs, then they would really be completely forgotten by the people, especially the branch of the Vengeance Chamber of Commerce that was about to be established. Everyone wanted a piece of the action. Little devil, go out and have some fun with that Fan Qinglong. Maybe there's something good for you. Since Fan Qinglong wanted to play, Lin Fei didn't mind playing along. Great! Lin Fei didn't mind messing around with a group of royal elders who could use him to intimidate them. If he didn't slap them in the face until it hurt, who knew what kind of trouble they would cause in the future? These old monsters who had lived for a long time were all old fogies. They only knew how to scheme all day long. The great wind god is here. Suddenly a long howl came from the sky. Little Fiend descended from the sky. His gigantic wings were like two blades as he swept towards Fan Qinglong and the yellow-grayed heavenly guard, tearing the void apart as he swept towards them. You fell for it. Fan Qinglong's face lit up with joy. This emperor has long since expected you to do this. Two huge gusts of wind surged forward, but before they could reach Fan Qinglong, an invisible shield appeared and blocked the attack of the two gusts of wind. This shield was extremely powerful. Under the attack, there were no ripples at all. It was like a mountain not moving at all. Fan Qinglong stared at the figure in the sky. Ancient beast. It really is an ancient beast, and it's one of the rare ancient wind divine beasts. The information was right. Before coming here, Fan Qinglong had been warned to be careful of an ancient beast, the ancient wind divine beast, which was known for its speed. How dare you block Lord Wind God's attack? Who gave you permission to do so? Little Fiend was displeased. He lowered his body and charged forward. Fan Qinglong's vision blurred. The shield was struck by a huge impact, causing ripples to appear. No wonder Lin Fei dares to act so arrogantly. It turns out that he has an ancient wind beast by his side. Any ancient beast is a 9th promotion expert, and the ancient wind beast is a wind type expert. Not only does it have a powerful physique, but it can also come and go as it pleases. Fan Qinglong looked at the ancient wind divine beast that was charging at him with a hint of envy. He was a prince with a noble status, but he did not have an ancient beast by his side. Humph. So what if you have an ancient wind divine beast? Today, I'll destroy your trump card. Fan Qinglong crushed a black bead in his hand. The corner of his mouth curled up into a cold smile. The others were shocked. They could not see any trace of the ancient wind divine beast. What is that? It's too fast. I can only see a shadow. You're a shadow too. What the hell is this thing? I did hear the words, Lord Wind God. What is that? It's so powerful. Are you stupid? That's an ancient beast, and it's a wind-type ancient beast. It's equivalent to a 9th transformation expert. Finally, a teacher said angrily, I told you to study hard and read more books. Look at you now. You can't even recognize an ancient beast in front of you. The students looked at each other. We can't see it. Little Fiend kept moving his body. The crowd could only see a black shadow, and it was blurry. They were frustrated. See, how could they see it? Qiao Qingshan opened his eyes wide. An ancient beast, an ancient wind divine beast at that. Where did Lin Fei come from? Ancient beasts were rare treasures. Even the Capital Institute did not have any ancient beasts so far, which showed how precious they were, compared to the others who were attracted by the ancient wind divine beast. Qiao Qingshan's thoughts were on Lin Fei. What kind of person could have an ancient beast as his bodyguard? This was the main point. Qiao Qingshan immediately linked it to the son of a big shot. Other than this explanation, he could not think of a second one. Oh no, Fan Qinglong is purposely provoking Lin Fei so that he will summon the ancient wind divine beast and suppress Lin Fei's strongest martial art. Qiao Qingshan suddenly had a flash of inspiration and secretly cursed. Could it be the ancient beast of the royal family? Chapter 2600. The speed of the little demon was so fast that other than a few people present, no one was able to see its true body. All they could see were indistinct silhouettes. Even though they couldn't see its true body, everyone could clearly feel the massive shockwaves that had been stirred up on the battlefield. The area where Fan Qinglong and the Yellow Rank Celestial Guard stood was flooded by the attacks of the little demon. A huge shield was propped up, and ripples kept appearing on its surface. Other than the interior of the shield, which was still intact, the exterior of the shield was in shambles. It was a shocking sight, and it left a deep impression on everyone. The treasures of the royal family sure are incredible. They are still able to withstand this. If we were to charge forward, we wouldn't be able to last even a single wave. Ancient beasts are really too powerful. They are able to come and go as they please. Many people had never seen an ancient beast in their entire lives. In the academy today, everyone had witnessed it for themselves. That seemingly ordinary attack was no less than the attack of an unparalleled expert. To think that a tortoise shell can withstand the attack of the mighty Lord Wind God. What wishful thinking! Only the voice of the little demon could be heard in the sky. From all directions, illusory silhouettes landed on the massive shield, and a dull sound echoed in the academy. Qiao Qingshan immediately activated the academy's formation. He had to isolate it first. If they continued to make trouble, who knew if the entire academy would be torn down? If that really happened, who knew where their face would be lost? Qiao Qingshan would not be able to face the old dean. Wind God, you are a foreign ancient beast. Who allowed you to cause trouble here? At this moment, a violent voice sounded in the sky above the academy. Everyone saw a dark cloud drifting over, and the voice came from it. Before this voice, the bodies of the genius teachers in the academy trembled, and traces of blood appeared on their skin. It was as though they had been pierced by a knife, and their faces warped in fear. Qiao Qingshan raised his head. Not good. The ancient beast of the royal family is here. The dark cloud drifted over. Condense. As soon as the dark cloud appeared, a violent voice sounded. The people below immediately found it difficult to breathe, and they couldn't even move. They could only try their best to circulate their strength. Seeing this, Qiao Qingshan knew that this was bad. Move! No one knew better than him how powerful that ancient beast was. That was a battle pet that fought side by side with Emperor Yuanzheng. That beast played a significant role in Emperor Yuanzheng's rise to fame. Qiao Qingshan controlled the formation to teleport the students and teachers who were suppressed in the distance away. Fortunately, this kind of array formation was within the academy. If it was outside, Qiao Qingshan would really be helpless. In just a short while, the surrounding people were all moved out, and they were even protected by the array formation. At the very least, they would not have to bear such a large area of suppression. The entire area seemed to have been cleared. If someone were to barge in at this time, they would definitely be affected by the strange power of the space and fall into endless danger. This space had already turned into a dangerous place. Voila! The little devil kept moving, but it was also suppressed by this power. It gradually revealed its true form and appeared in front of Fan Qinglong. Not good, not good. What the hell are you? The little devil tried to control its true form, but it was still affected by the strange power in the surroundings. Thus, it was unable to move. The dark cloud transformed into a golden unicorn. The most eye-catching thing was that the horn was flickering with a dangerous black aura. I'm not a monster. I'm the battle pet of the Emperor. You can call me Golden Horn. Fan Qinglong wore a respectful expression. Uncle Golden Horn, this wind god beast is causing trouble in our empire. Please help me apprehend it, otherwise it will continue to cause trouble in the academy. The golden horned beast was not someone Fan Qinglong could afford to offend. It had always been assisting his father, and they were like blood brothers. Its status in the empire was unrivaled. Even Fan Qinglong had to be respectful toward it. Fifth Prince, it's my duty to maintain the stability of the empire. The golden-horned beast glanced at Qi Nan with a ruthless gaze. Are you going to surrender? Or do you want me to suppress you? Even though you're an ancient beast that specializes in the wind element, you're still not strong enough before me. As a unique ancient beast, the golden-horned beast did have the right to speak. Surrender? You're dreaming. The little devil was truly fearless. Open! A green aura emanated from the little devil's body. As if it was on steroids, its body rapidly expanded, and the crowd could hear cracking noises. It turned out that the special energy surrounding the little devil was being shattered. After releasing its body, the little devil's strength was on full display. The barrier formed by the special energy was continuously being shattered. Using this opportunity, the little devil exerted its strength. Its wings stirred up a giant tornado that whizzed forward. Everywhere it passed, cracking noises could be heard. As expected of the Emperor's battle pet, its ability has caused countless heroes to fall. Qiao Qingshan's figure shuddered. The Emperor's battle pet was only known by those at the top, but no one dared to underestimate it. This ancient beast was a unique ancient beast. In other words, it was a support-type ancient beast. They were different from aggressive ancient beasts, as they were adept at borrowing power. The wind god beast is fast enough, but before Golden Horn, it still has to reveal itself. I wonder how the wind god beast is going to deal with it. Qiao Qingshan could not help but worry. Lin Fei, don't think that this emperor doesn't know your trump card. Isn't it this ancient beast? Without its help, let's see how you're going to last. Fan Qinglong could finally relax. The vacuum seal had removed a huge problem from Lin Fei's formation. The gravitational field restricted Lin Fei's movements, and he was unable to unleash the might of his rank 8 physique. The golden horn beast was here to suppress the wind god beast. If he could subdue it, it would be equivalent to the empire gaining another ancient beast. At that time, the royal elders would definitely support him. Take down Lin Fei. Master, this golden-horned beast isn't easy to deal with. The little devil's voice sounded. This fellow can use the spiritual energy of heaven and earth to undergo special transformations, allowing it to display its support type abilities. For example, this condense ability is to condense space to form a powerful pressure. Other than that, it should know a few other support type abilities. Lin Fei had always believed that there would be ancient beasts in the expedition to the Empire. It was much stronger than what he had expected, and it was able to suppress the little devil's wind god beast ability. Then you can have some fun with it. After all, there's nothing to lose. Lin Fei was not too worried about the little devil. The body of the wind god beast was just a toy for the little devil. 100 times the gravity. The yellow-ranked heavenly guard made his move. Chapter 2601. Ancient Beast. That kid has an ancient beast protecting him, and it's a wind attribute ancient beast known as the Wind Divine Beast. Inside a loft of the Capital Institute, Xiao Ran, dressed in white, couldn't help but exclaim, "Ancient beast!" Such an existence that people yearned for. In the ancient wasteland world, there were countless people who wanted an ancient beast but could not find one. Even ninth transformation professionals could not find an ancient beast. But now, a small fry had an ancient beast protecting him. Even Xiao Ran, who had a powerful background, couldn't help but feel envious. Who the hell is he to have an ancient beast as his bodyguard? Comparisons are odious. Xiao Ran had always felt that he wouldn't be moved by certain things. This time he was truly moved. Ancient beast, if he could get his hands on one, there would be no opposition within the family, and he would be able to sit on the throne smoothly. "Young master, are we going to make a move?" The person beside him seemed to know what Xiao Ran was thinking. Xiao Ran shook his head. "Although I really want that ancient beast, now isn't the time. This is the Yuanjing Empire. Although our Xiao clan isn't afraid, there's no need to provoke the Yuanjing Empire emperor." This was something that Xiao Ran understood. However, it won't be that easy for the Yuanjing Empire to get their hands on an ancient beast. I believe there are people paying attention. Xiao Ran suddenly laughed. Some people are hoping that the ancient beast falls into their hands. The Yuanjing Empire was able to suppress the Demon God Empire because the Yuanjing Empire Emperor's battle prowess was always above them. Although it was just a slight difference, it was enough to settle everything. If the Yuanjing Empire could get their hands on another ancient beast, it would be a nightmare for the Demon God Empire. Especially since ancient beasts were known for their speed. They could come and go without a trace. Unless the Demon God Emperor made a move, not many could stop them. Condense again. The golden horned beast activated the horn on its head. The space that had been shaken apart became solid once again. Wave after wave of squeezing pressure fell on the little demon's body, and the entire space suddenly became a piece of iron plate. "Your speed is amazing, but it's useless in my eyes. As ancient beasts, as long as you stop, I won't attack," the golden-horned beast said condescendingly. In Jin Jiao's eyes, the wind god ancient beast's ability was not bad. Even human experts could only stare at it helplessly, unable to take it down. Once it lost its advantage in speed, the wind god ancient beast was like a toothless tiger, only having a powerful body. Jin Jiao could deal with many of these ancient beasts without wasting any time. Humph! With just this little bit of ability, you want the great wind god to surrender? Don't even think about it. The little fiend was a little angry. Being suppressed by the other party as an ancient beast, it was quite uncomfortable. Stubborn. If the other party wasn't an ancient beast, Jin Jiao wouldn't be so kind as to say these words. Freeze. The single horn's color changed as it flickered with a white radiance. With a crashing sound, a silvery white light fell on the still, struggling body of the little fiend. Whoosh, whoosh. The body of the wind god ancient beast that was controlled by the little devil instantly turned white and stopped in the sky. At the same time, a deep chill spread out. Lin Fei, did you see that? Your ancient beast helper is already frozen. Fan Qinglong laughed. Don't count on your helper to break the ice on him. That's no ordinary ice. It's Uncle Jean Jiao's 100,000-year ice. It's extremely sturdy, able to freeze everything in an instant and kill without a sound. Although the little fiend in the sky was frozen, Lin Fei wasn't too worried. But he had seen the strength of the ancient beasts. No wonder the human race couldn't unify the ancient wasteland world. With the existence of these ancient beasts, it was indeed hard for the human race experts to cross over. Strong. Lin Fei could see it himself, especially this golden-horned beast. Although its ability was support, it was a nightmare to anyone, easily restricting the little fiend. Master, this guy is very strong and can restrain my ability. It's not that easy to deal with. Sorry to disappoint Master. The little fiend's voice sounded. I need Master's authorization to use energy. An ancient beast, Lin Fei really didn't care much about it. If the little fiend could possess someone once, then it could do it a second time or even a third time. Losing an ancient beast, they had no use for it. Lin Fei was very calm, but hearing the little fiend's words, he couldn't help but be taken aback. Authorization? Isn't this an ordinary ancient beast? The little fiend's proud voice sounded. Master, I'm not that stupid. I've already made preparations beforehand and placed an energy receiver in the body of the wind god ancient beast, just in case. I didn't expect to meet my match so quickly. As long as Master authorizes it, see how I'll torture this golden-horned beast. Lin Fei was now rich and naturally had nothing to worry about. I authorize you to use it. If the royal elder group wanted to make a scene, Lin Fei would make a scene with them. Authorization successful. Very quickly, the system notification sounded. At this time, the yellow-level Heavenly Guard activated 100 times gravity and slammed down. Lin Fei instantly felt as though he was being pressed down by a mountain, and cracking sounds could be heard from his body. The strength of an early stage rank 8 started to be displayed, and he forcefully blocked it. Fan Qinglong, it's not like you don't know the strength of an early stage rank 8 physique. A mere 100 times isn't enough. Let me see the strongest power of your gravity field, lest I'm too disappointed. Lin Fei laughed. Fan Qinglong didn't think that 100 times gravity could do anything to Lin Fei. It was just a test. Don't worry, 100 times gravity is just the beginning. 200 times. With a loud bang, the 200 times gravity descended, and the ground trembled, forming a huge crater. Shatter for the great wind god. Just as the 200 times gravity descended, the wind god ancient beast that was originally thought to be sealed exploded with a terrifying aura, shattering the 100,000 years old ice on its body, and the space around it started to explode. Now it's the great wind god's turn. The little fiend was already depressed after being sealed. Slash. The little fiend turned into a beam of light and charged forward. Kacha, the space shattered. Congeal. The golden horn was slightly shocked. Under normal circumstances, he only needed one time to suppress the opponent. Seems like he had underestimated the wind god ancient beast, and it did have some tricks up its sleeves. With a grunt, the golden horn used the word congeal again. This time, the golden horn ancient beast had miscalculated. After obtaining Lin Fei's authorization, the power of the wind god ancient beast that little fiend controlled had skyrocketed. Scram! Chapter 2602. Sent flying, the golden horn beast was sent flying by the wind god beast. Qiao Qingshan's eyes widened. Just then it was clearly being suppressed. How did it send the golden horned beast flying? Are my eyes playing tricks on me? Qiao Qingshan was sure that he had been staring. No matter which aspect, the golden horned beast had the ability to suppress the opponent. But under such a situation, the golden horned beast was actually sent flying by the opponent, and it was even flipped upside down. its huge body smashing into the mountain below. With a loud rumble, the mountain shook violently. The earth also shook. This scene was out of everyone's expectations. The little devil showed off its power, sending the golden-horned beast flying. Fan Qinglong's proud face flashed with a hint of shock. Obviously, he didn't expect the situation to turn around and the golden-horned beast to be sent flying. I must have seen it wrong. The golden-horned beast was suppressing the wind god beast in every aspect. How did it turn around? It must be a coincidence. The golden-horned beast's power. Outsiders might not be clear, but Fan Qinglong knew. It was equivalent to a human warrior that was infinitely close to becoming an emperor. Such a warrior could defeat 10 human warriors of the same realm by himself. The little devil, after the authorization, sure became stronger instantly. The system analyzed the opponent's limit. It's all energy consumption. Lin Fei immediately noticed that a large number of energy units were being consumed. Even if it was a simple number, it was something Lin Fei couldn't handle before. Golden Horn Devil, just now, the attack from the great wind god master. How did it taste? This is just the beginning. The little devil let out a long roar. The sharp voice echoed in everyone's ears. Activate. Qiao Qingshan immediately activated the formation. A series of ripples appeared, blocking the shrill sound coming from the outside. You do have some ability. I have underestimated you. The golden-horned beast once again rushed into the sky, its cold gaze sweeping across. But you will soon taste my power. The collision from the little devil. The golden-horned beast's huge body was slightly affected. It felt a slight pain. This was something it had never felt before. 10 times the condensation. The golden-horned beast's body was glowing brightly. The horn was the most obvious, flickering with a dangerous black aura. Voila! The single-horned sharp mountain condensed a black ball of light. Under the control of the golden-horned beast, the black ball of light shot towards the little evil demon. Before it even got close, the black ball of light exploded and a black ripple spread out. Soaring wind slash. When the golden-horned beast made its move, the little fiend also made its move. The ultimate technique of the wind god ancient beast. Soaring wind slash. After obtaining the authorization, the little devil became completely unrestrained and immediately used a soaring wind slash. A gust of wind rushed forward. The wind was swift. The golden-horned beast also sensed danger. This should be the legendary soaring wind slash. It can slash through anything, and its advantage is its speed. The golden-horned beast more or less knew some of the wind god beast's trump cards. For example, this one, soaring wind slash. You have the advantage of speed. How can you resist my spatial compression? Condense. The golden-horned beast started to compress the space around it. The scattered space suddenly became incomparably sturdy, like a metal plate, protecting the golden-horned beast in the center. At this time, the golden-horned beast didn't need to talk about anything else. Just the space compression alone seemed to have formed a terrifying defense, unbreakable. The golden-horned beast still underestimated the little devil's strength after obtaining the authorization. Kacha! The gust of wind howled. The sound of the kacha didn't stop. The defense formed by the spatial compression started to crumble. The soaring wind slash brought about a gust of wind, like a fierce general, riding the wind and breaking the waves. In front of the golden-horned beast, the spatial compression that formed was instantly broken. The wind god's strength, how did it increase again? Impossible. Kacha, kacha. The spatial compression collapsed. The wind howled. The invisible defense in front of the golden-horned beast lost its effect. The knife-like wind landed on the golden-horned beast's body. Hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo! The golden-horned beast instantly felt like it had fallen into an endless storm. The powerful and terrifying defense of its body was torn apart by the wind. It was full of wounds and fresh blood. Ah! The golden-horned beast raged. This body hasn't been injured in a very long time. Dual blade slash. Little evil demon charged in. Its huge wings slashed at the golden-horned ancient beast, and two formless blade auras fell down. Freeze! The space froze. Kacha! The two-blade auras slashed through the ice and landed on the golden-horned beast's body. Golden-horned old man, didn't you know how to put on airs? Now let's see who's stronger. The little devil laughed loudly. With a dive, the remaining ice energy was shattered. The golden-horned beast was once again unfortunately sent flying. Wind. The wind howled, following closely behind. The golden-horned beast was instantly in danger. The situation of the battle had changed drastically. Just what did you do? With your strength, you can't possibly break through my energy seal. The golden-horned beast kept using spatial compression and spatial freezing, but it still couldn't stop the little devil's terrifying attacks. Every attack left a few large wounds on the golden-horned beast's body. Under the 200 times pressure, Lin Fei's body couldn't take it anymore. At this time, he couldn't even move. Don't hold back. Let's capture Lin Fei first. Fan Qinglong's face darkened. He didn't expect the wind god beast to suddenly explode with even more terrifying strength. He immediately realized that things were going to go south and gave the order. No matter how the wind god beast's strength increased, it definitely has something to do with Lin Fei. Fan Qinglong knew that he had to capture Lin Fei immediately. If this drags on, the golden-horned beast won't be able to hold the wind god beast back, and his side won't be disappointed anymore. Lin Fei, don't think that just because you've held up Uncle Golden-Horned, you'll be fine. You're wrong, because you're about to become my prisoner. Fan Qinglong took out a black bag. On the surface of the bag, there were many strange words, obscure and hard to understand. Keep. The black bag opened on its own and arrived above Lin Fei, turning into a giant black hole, which produced a strong suction force that encapsulated Lin Fei's figure. Crap, this is a powerful artifact of the royal tribe, the Heaven Devouring. Lin Fei's cultivation isn't strong enough to resist the suction force of the Heaven Devouring. Once he's sucked into the artifact, no one will be able to escape. Qiao Qingshan could not help but feel worried after seeing the artifact. The artifact was too famous to the extent that anyone would be intimidated by it. Even though Fan Qinglong's cultivation was not high, it was more than enough to suppress Lin Fei. Even Qiao Qingshan had no confidence that he could resist the artifact. Lin Fei, this is our royal tribe's artifact, the Heaven Devouring. It's able to suck anything into it. You can't move now, just accept your fate. Fan Qinglong let out a hollow laugh while staring at Lin Fei. Under the strong suction force, Lin Fei was on the verge of collapsing, as if he would be sucked into the artifact in the next second. Lin Fei suddenly burst out laughing. Chapter 2603. A bad feeling arose in Fan Qinglong's heart. Impossible, his biggest trump card is the wind god ancient beast, not to mention his unfathomable ability in setting up formations. Now that the wind god ancient beast is being led by the golden-horned beast, there's no way it can escape. Furthermore, his ability in setting up formations won't work under the 200 times gravitational force. He must be trying to scare us. Fan Qinglong shattered the thought in his mind. There was no way Lin Fei could make a comeback under such a setup. It was impossible. Lin Fei, just accept your fate. There's no way you can escape from it. Fan Qinglong said calmly, you're going to lose today. Is that so? Lin Fei's lips curled upward as he wore an evil grin. Open. A voice that was neither loud nor soft could be heard coming from Lin Fei's mouth. Crack! The sound suddenly echoed around Lin Fei. The impenetrable gravity field was like an impenetrable mountain. However, a cracking sound could be heard coming from the inside of the mountain. The moment the cracking sounds appeared, they did not stop. Lin Fei, whose body had been stiff, could now move his arms and legs, returning to normal. He managed to resist the 200 times gravitational force. How is this possible? How did his strength reach such a level? Who was the one who said that Lin Fei was relying on his ability to set up formations? Being able to move around in a 200 times gravitational force, apart from strength, there was no third option. This gave the crowd quite a shock. The sudden increase in the strength of the wind god ancient beast had already caused them to speculate endlessly. Now that it was Lin Fei's turn, their faces were filled with astonishment. This artifact isn't bad, but it's a pity that I don't like it. Lin Fei was very fond of the heaven-devouring treasure. He stretched out his white hand and flicked his finger. A white light shot out from his fingertip and landed on the heaven-devouring treasure. With a whooshing sound, this terrifying treasure turned into a shadow and shot to some unknown place. Come back. Fan Qinglong's expression drastically changed. He tried to summon the treasure back, but he discovered that the treasure was no longer under his control. It was getting further and further away from him, as if there was a mysterious force pushing it. Unless that force dissipated, the treasure would not return. How is this possible? Lin Fei's level 8 physical body was enough to make Fan Qinglong uncomfortable. Coupled with his formidable formation skills, it was enough to make one's eyes red with envy. Without any warning, the other party had broken through the suction of the treasure Heaven Devourer so easily. This was totally ridiculous. This scene indeed made everyone feel that it was impossible. Fan Qinglong, don't you feel very surprised and shocked? Lin Fei took a step in Fan Qinglong's direction. An impenetrable gravitational field around him crumbled under his foot. It was like a continent splitting apart. Who said that I'm a second transition job? Another foot stomped over. The gravitational field, which had been on the verge of collapsing, crumbled under his foot and vanished into thin air. The 50 yellow-ranked heavenly guards shuddered and took 2 or 3 steps back, but their faces remained expressionless. Seals. They reacted quickly and formed seals with both hands. 50 seals appeared and instantly formed a huge cage. This cage was different from the usual ones. Every seal floated in midair, emitting a mysterious aura. Transform. The yellow-ranked heavenly guard shouted, and the 50 seals let out a buzzing sound. A flame rose and a shocking scene appeared. 50 illusionary figures appeared. Each of the phantoms exuded an ancient aura. This is an ancient condensing technique. 50 illusionary figures means 50 ancient experts. So, the royal family really has such an ancient, secret technique. Qiao Qingshan could no longer remain calm. Qiao Qingshan had seen such a secret technique in the Academy's records, but he had never seen it in real life. It was too difficult to cultivate such a secret technique. For example, these 50 ancient experts. They were not easy to find. Over the years, it was extremely difficult to maintain it. No, these aren't real ancient experts. They're created using another method. The royal family is really generous. Qiao Qingshan suddenly shook his head. At that moment, he really thought that he had seen the complete secret technique. This should be an imitation secret technique. Its power is at most 1/10 or even 1/10 of the complete version, but it's enough to make people fearful. Taking a deep breath, Qiao Qingshan did not know how Lin Fei would deal with it. Kill. A low and cold voice sounded out from the 50 afterimages. The 50 afterimages also attacked at this moment. 50 secret techniques were unleashed from their hands, and the sky was immediately filled with dark clouds, giving off an oppressive aura. I can't wait for them to make their move. Although Lin Fei was arrogant, he would not waste too many energy units. It would be fine if there was only one person, but now that there were 2 of them, the consumption was exceptionally high. As soon as the 50 illusionary figures appeared, Lin Fei immediately sensed danger. If they were to make a move now, the price they would have to pay to break through their alliance would be too great. Lin Fei would never have thought that the imperial family of the empire would have hidden such a secret technique. No matter how strong the secret technique is, it has to be able to withstand my punch first. Lin Fei's eyes narrowed as he punched from afar. This punch used 1/10 of the system's energy units. 1/10 of the system's energy units was definitely an astronomical figure. Anyone who saw it would be speechless, unable to imagine the terrifying power it would unleash. Lin Fei's punch looked very ordinary. In fact, it didn't even create much of a sound. The yellow-level heavenly guards who were facing Lin Fei could not help but reveal a trace of fear on their cold faces, and their bodies began to tremble. Bam, 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 bam. The yellow-level heavenly guards were fully armed, and it was extremely difficult for anyone to break through their defenses. This time, they didn't have time to react. Lin Fei's fist wind swept over and crushed their bodies. Even their powerful defenses couldn't withstand the terrifying power of this fist. One by one, the yellow-grayed heavenly guards turned into clouds of blood mist like blooming fireworks. It was extremely dazzling. In the eyes of everyone, this was definitely a terrifying scene. 50 yellow-level heavenly guards. It was a fatal blow. Fan Qinglong also felt the impact. This extremely dangerous aura made his hair stand on end. This was the most terrifying punch he had ever seen in his life. He had actually hidden his strength. Immediately, he was drowned in the fist's wind. Run. That was impossible. For 1/10 of the system's energy units, Lin Fei was willing to go all out. Such a punch was truly world-dominating. Everyone looked at each other, speechless. They subconsciously wiped the sweat off their foreheads. Some of the more timid people, even though they were separated by the array, were so scared that their limbs went soft and they fell to the ground, unable to get up.